What's good, everybody? We are live here at the Micdrop Bbq. I'm starting a little bit early because I want to make sure I get the sound right. So let me know if the sound is coming in clear, if it's kind of choppy, if something's wrong with it, if it sounds garbly, let me know. If the sound is good, give me a thumbs up in the chat, and that way I know that I don't have to go back out and reset and jump back in. Sometimes I got to hit F5 to refresh. But if this is your first time at the channel, hey, my name's Jeff. I'm your chef. We always keep it cooking around here. We always grilling. So I appreciate you guys coming through for this interview. This is going to be a pretty interesting interview. I will say it's pretty interesting. And I'm going to let him come in and introduce himself because there's a lot of rumors on the internet. People saying, oh, his son didn't even know he had a family. People allegedly, things like, I'm going to let you guys decide and determine for yourself. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Thank you. My man Logan says thumbs up. There we go. There we go. That's my man Logan from Vegas in the building. I'm talking about it. What up, Slide 2 Raw? So like I said, this is going to be a really good one. My man Eric down in Florida used to be AZ. Now you need to change that to triple EFL. You're not an AZ no more, brother. Triple EFL. Oh, he says it's cold here. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, because a lot of new people have hit this channel this week, and I appreciate you guys for subscribing. A lot of new subscribers. I mean, I think I jumped like 2,200 people in the past couple of weeks. 2,200 just in the past couple of weeks alone, because people are interested to see what's here at the barbecue. What up, Miss China? And I'm excited to kind of show you, because this interview right here will clear up a lot of the rumors out there, a lot of the misconceptions, a lot of errors even I made. People even in the chat was kind of correcting me on a few things, which is totally cool. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. But, you know, I want to make sure that this interview goes down as a historic one. I mean, to actually have a descendant and one of the co-founders, presidents, the chairman, all these people of the Black Panther Party to come to the barbecue. I mean, that's giving back to the community. They're coming and giving back to the community. They're going to give us some of their time today. And I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So hopefully, you know, you guys get a little bit out of this interview and enough research. Do your research on a lot of things, especially with the media. And I've been doing a lot of videos talking about the media and how the media is throwing curveballs at everybody. So make sure we out here doing our research. What's up, AJ? Make sure we out there doing our research and just really paying attention to narrative. Pay close attention to narrative, especially at a time like right now. We've got a lot of sedition going on, a lot of governments going against governments, a lot of people in government going against people in government, a lot of infiltration, a lot of spying, a lot of, you know, signal chats going on. And I got a whole story about the signal chats going on up in Minneapolis, but this is going to be a pretty good one. That's, man. So who's this new Black Panther group? The Black Panther from the 60s, 1966. And I'm telling you, I got, you know, I got a son here. I got Huey Newton's son here. So let's see if Huey P. Newton's son is going to come in and help clear up a lot of things. We still got a couple of minutes left before he jumps on the live. He's got the link. He's going to hit the link and jump in the live. I got my notes. We've got a lot to go over today, because I mean, and there's one of the chairmen or the VP, Bruce Cox. He's out in Philly. He's actually in one of my chat threads, one of my comment threads on a video. So hopefully if Bruce Cox is out there, he's going to actually come watch, listen in, because this is going to clear up a lot of things. You know, I've got about 6 or 7 different Black Panther members on this sheet that I've actively went out and sought them and found out who they were. And hopefully they will be watching this, because this is a big deal. This is not a small deal. This is a pretty big deal. And I'm glad that the barbecue can kind of help get involved to clear up a lot of situations out there. There's going to be a lot. I know it's a lot, man. I got to read. When I read, I'm like, oh, man. Okay, cool. So he entered the chat now. So I'm going to end up bringing him to stage right now. I'm going to let him introduce himself and everything. Let me see. Okay, cool. Let me make sure everything's good on this. Yeah, so I got a client kind of text me, so I'm gonna let that kind of reside right there. But yeah, I got my man. His name's Rico Dukes, Rico Cortez Dukes. So Rico Dukes, the son of Huey P. Newton, he's gonna come into the chat. We're gonna have a discussion, and you guys are gonna be able to. First thing we're gonna do is let him kind of get everything smoothed out, get us a good foundation. And then from there, we'll open it up to questions a little later on. You guys can chat in the chat or whatever you want to do, but let me bring on my man Rico right now. Hold on for a second. What's up, my man Rico?
What's that, man? All power to the people, man.
All power to the people, brother. All power to the people, man. I appreciate you giving us this time, though, man. Real talk, real talk. Because as you know, like, I want people to know who you are, because a lot of people have no idea you even exist. So let the people know who you are.
Well, I'm Rico, dude. Rico Cortez, dude. This is a Rico dude named Rico Trayshawn, dude.
Now there's a Huey has a niece out there. What's her name? Maisha or something like that? Is her name Maisha or something?
New Mexico for Christmas.
I don't know if it's like breaking up or what.
Real bad.
Yeah. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah. It's on my end, it seems like it's going pretty clear, but it's kind of choppy on your end. You want to kind of you want to get back on again? Hold on for a second. Let me do.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, it's coming in. Yeah, whatever connection that was, it was a bad connection.
Well, you said on your skit that the FBI gonna be watching.
They just tapped in. They was like, "Hold up, man. We finally found Rico. Let's get him." No.
Yeah, man. But
but I hope they are, because there's a lot of people out there mixing things up, and that's why you're here to clear it up.
I heard you say something. I heard you were saying something about Maisha, but I couldn't hear it because it was chopping up real bad.
Yeah, I was like, I know Maisha Newton. You know, she's saying she's Huey's. She's basically saying she's your cousin, because she's saying she's Huey's brother's daughter. So, but yeah, so she's even saying something on a thread. Well, he needs to step up and speak up. She said that on some thread like that you need to step up and speak up because of all of what's going on. And I was like, ironic, because he actually is going to speak.
Wow. And Maisha Newton, I ain't never heard of her. I used to talk to my cousin David Newton all the time, which is my uncle Melvin Newton, son, which is my father's nephew. And all I ever heard was Tracy Newton and my cousin David Newton. I ain't never heard of nobody in the family talk, the ones that I've been talking to and, you know what I'm saying, having communication with. I ain't never heard them mention nothing about a Maisha Newton.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen no documentations of who she says she claimed to be. And I feel like if people vetted me like that, then they need to vet the next person that's claiming to be a relative to my father, because you vetted me and I had to show all my documentation. But news press releases just took the fact that this is my father's niece. Like,
yeah,
what evidence do they have with it?
Yeah, and they took that just as face value.
Right.
They was like, okay, that must be his niece or whatever. But nobody ever checked on it.
Right.
So,
right.
And I've like I said, I've been looking at a lot of the names you came, like Frederica and everybody like that. I mean, all these names are checking out. Everything you telling me checks out. Everything you've told me is checked out.
I don't have time to come. I'm 46 years old, so I don't have time to come here and try to lie to. When I say come here, meaning to just a public period, like come to lie about something so great of a magnitude of this nature, you know, without any facts of evidence that supports my merits of what I'm saying. So
yeah,
you know, if they scrutinize me like this and I had to come through all this right here, then they need to scrutinize the next person the same way they say they're the same, a relative of this same icon.
Yeah. And I'm going to say that towards, you know, a lot of the Black Panther members out there, too, who are following all of these presidents and vice presidents and chairmen, all that. It's like, do they even know who these people are? And are they really who they say they are? Like, I got a list of names here. People like Eric Griffin and Bruce Cox. Now, I think Bruce is out in Philly. And I think Eric was saying on a video, you know, you're not who you can't be a Black Panther unless you run it through me or Bruce or something like that, he was saying. And I was like,
Bruce Cox. I know you talking about Bruce Cox, older dude. I talked to him for a few times, and he tried to get me to believe that he was a actual member of the Panthers. But as me doing my research and talking to other Panther members, didn't know other Panther members never know him. Now I know the Panthers was also a big organization, so maybe not every member was known, but still to this day, I hadn't had no validation of any real Panther saying that he was a real Panther. So I got to exclude him too because I ain't got no validation for that.
Yeah, and that's what, I wanted to make sure this interview came up because there's so many people saying stuff in threads, even to the point saying, "Oh, that's not Huey's son." It's like, well, who are you to say that? Like, who are you to say that? It's
Well,
like nobody even knows you. Anybody can say that. I could just say that and make that up.
right,
But
right.
man, who the hell is
So
this calling?
what me being Huey's son, I'm supported. My information in fact is supported by Alameda County Coroner's Office DNA records that label me as his child. It's also supported by 23andMe DNA records that support me as his child. It's also supported by WikiTree DNA records that support me as his child. It's also supported by LSU hospital records in Shreveport, Louisiana, where I'm originally from, that supports me as his child. It's also supported by Ancestry.com um, that I am his child. So I
Yeah,
don't think it get no clearer than that.
exactly. And I've seen the vital records. I mean, you showed me the vital records, so I can confirm that I have seen the vital records and everything like that. So if anybody is questioning, well, you could say whatever. I've seen it. I've got actual documents of the vital records. So, and that's why I wanted you to come. And that's why we have to set this foundation, because everything you're going to say after this, people have to really take, they're going to have to look at other people with a little more scrutiny, because nobody's coming with documentation. People are saying a lot of things on the internet right now.
Right. Like, and they can also find this same information. I don't know if they'll be able to see the documents on there. They should let you see the documents on the court case. But it's I have the probate case going on in Alameda County and Superior Probate Court in regards to my father's estates. Everything dealing with my father, the foundation, the museum, his books, his movies, his literature, his documents, everything. The case has already been filed. The first court date is February the 6th, 2026 at 9:45 a.m. in courtroom.
And I'm going to see if I can find that number for us, because I know you sent it to me. I'm going to see if I can find that. Because if anybody does want to look at the court records, I actually have where is it at? It's in here. The Alameda County court records. Oh, here it is right here.
Alameda County Court Record Probate Court.
Yep. Superior Court of California.
Type the case number up in there because it's going to make you log in. I don't think it'll let you see the case and let you just create an account. So you just put your email address and that create you a quick account and put the case number in there, and it'll pull right up state of Huey.
And I'm gonna tell you that's the case number for anybody that wants to know. That's the case number right there. Screenshot that. That's the case number if you want to see. And his name is all over those records, all over them. So I mean, and it's for people who are driving who can't read it. I'll read it. It's 26 P as in Paul, R as in Richard, 163029. So if you pull up that case and Alameda, County of Alameda, Superior Court, you will see Rico Dukes on all. He's legit. Like I said, when he was telling me certain things, I was like, well, I'm a researcher. And sure enough, like I said, when you got paperwork, it's kind of hard to deny something. And that's why there's so many people online right now talking with no paperwork. And I'm kind of skeptical about a lot of what I'm hearing now. Even with news interviews, I'm kind of skeptical now. Right. So, because like you said, people, you even told me that some people say things to sensationalize something that they don't know nothing about just for content. Right, and a lot of us get caught up in that because we don't do our research. We don't do our homework.
Even with all the information that's out right now, even with me being on these videos and going to do shows and all these different things, people still get up under my comments. One of my DNA, the same DNA document that you got, the court case and all that, I posted that, they got up under there and asked me, where's my percentage? Where's my DNA percentage at? I say, stupid is as stupid does. Mama always said life was like a box of chocolate.
Yeah, hit it with the Forrest Gump.
Man. Hit
it with the slow chat. I know, that's funny. That's funny.
I can't get no clearer than what it is. People always say, well, take something to court, take it to court. Well, it's in court now. I ain't got nowhere else to go.
Exactly.
I ain't got nowhere else to go.
And what people don't realize is once you take something in court, that is a serious document, because all of that stuff you could be found on the penalty of perjury. So if you were lying about anything, you wouldn't put yourself in a position to go to jail for lying in court.
I'm glad that you said that. Because I try to tell people that all the time. So now, since I got the case in court, they used to tell me all the time, "Well, these days you can forge all kind of documents." I say, "Why would I even go through all this time to try to create something like this that I'm not making no money from, that I'm getting scrutinized behind? Somebody, I'm saying that I'm somebody's son that the government hated." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Why would I want to just put myself in that position and bring all that fire on me if it's not true? If that's the
for
case,
nothing.
why I just didn't say, yeah, why I didn't say Michael Jackson was my daddy?
Exactly, exactly. And
You
then
know
file a
what I'm saying?
case in
Like,
court. Yeah, and that's the
you know,
thing, man. It's
I ain't
like,
got
and
I ain't got to worry about the government want to do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
exactly.
man. Like, sometimes people just, it's like when they see something that's hot or a hot topic, and a lot of people come in or sharing it, they get on there and just say something without doing no research because they figure like they can get some attention from whatever that is going on. So I understand it, but at the same time, if you're gonna be a reporter and you're gonna report information to the public, then you should get and gather as much as evidence and facts as possible. So when you report, when people listen to that they can look and be like, okay, well, they know one thing. They can trust your reporting as a reliable source of news rather than just hearing something on the internet and taking it and going to go do videos behind it and none of your information is facts or correct. Then
And
now
I'm
you got to
guilty of
go
that
back and
too.
do updates,
I'm guilty of
you
that too.
know?
I've done it before. I've apologized online before for putting out something that without doing solid research, and now I got to come back and make an apology video. I'm one of those YouTubers. I do the same thing. So what you saying is not false. A lot of us grab a
Right,
hot topic and run with it, and we don't do our due diligence. And here you are coming behind us cleaning up, and you're like,
right,
"Hey man, you
right.
guys, you're going this way. It's not true. You're going this way." And it all started. We know how it all started and everything. So I'm glad that I actually got in contact with you and you decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna make sure that you don't continue going down the path of wrong as you don't. Like the other YouTubers, if they watch this video and they see it and they contact you, then they can start making, legit videos. But if they keep running down
Right,
the same path, it's not gonna be a legit video. So,
right,
and hopefully
right.
this is part of the trail. Yeah.
And like this is how I look at it. Like, okay, let's say for instance, everybody that's watching it, let's say for instance you have a few people that say, well, I still don't believe it. Okay, that's cool. That's your personal opinion. But now for us, the documents that you see in the court case that you see, you can no longer go around and defame me and say I'm not who I'm say I that I am. You
True,
can't do that
true.
publicly because now I can put a lawsuit on you if that's what I
For
chose to do
defamation.
because
Exactly. And I
it's
just gave them
document,
all a
yeah,
case
it's
number. I gave them
it's
all a
documents
case.
that exist.
Yep, and I gave them
But
all a case number.
they can be welcome to say on their interview or they shows like, I see all the information, but I still just don't believe it. Okay, that's your personal opinion. You can do that, but you can't just go around and say he's not his son or he claims to be. That's defamation of character.
Exactly. And the courts, like I said, once the courts have the actual official documentation after probate and everything, I mean, all the documentation that all the videos they've been putting out are going to have to be retracted or something. They're going to have to have a huge like
Right,
excuse or a huge
right,
apology. Because if you
right,
don't apologize and those videos keep circulating, then you're propagating the false information and the defamation. It keeps building like a snowball. Because these videos, they don't
right,
just disappear. They stay forever.
right,
So you've got to put the
right.
apology out and say, just like an editor's note on a story, you got to put at the bottom, we made an error yesterday in yesterday's issue. We should have said XYZ. So, and a lot of these people, they, like I said, I'm not going to do any more videos on Paul because I want to bring you on first. So you can, like I said, there's a lot of Black Panthers out there running around saying things and doing things without confirming with you because they don't either trust you or they don't want to give you exactly what you're due. Because
Right.
explain like the hierarchy of how the Black Panthers work as far as like the founders rolling to the kids and stuff.
All right. You talking for the heirship? The heirship deals with whether you the child of a king or queen, a person of an empire like my father. Once that person passes on, that child automatically receive. That child is automatically the royalty and the beneficiary over anything that the parent had to deal with. Um, unless the father or the mother put in a will that they don't want the child to have this, the child is excluded out of everything. That's not the case in my particular situation. I was hid out for protection of this year because the U.S. government, well, they still didn't do no good because they wind up shooting me
They end up
anyway.
killing them
So it
anyways. That's
still
what I'm about
didn't
to
do
say.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still know what I'm saying. They wind up shooting me, so it still didn't do no good for them to hire me out because I was still shot 9 times in a government murder contract behind this right here, me being Huey's son when I had no knowledge that I was Huey's son at that particular point in time.
And
Um,
I'm gonna tell you, as a father, I understand that because for people that know me, I grew up. I had custody of my son all the way up until COVID because I was saying a lot of things online that was kind of getting me kicked off of Facebook and was kind of borderline dangerous. So I gave up my custody to protect my son. And
right,
my son's mom understood what was going on at the time. She's had him ever since because I'm like, there's things that I'm saying. I'm saying some pretty controversial things. Even in the videos I put out now, I say some pretty controversial things, and I don't want my kid to end up getting a backlash of that. If I was to leave my house and come back and find, man, I would. The world would be
right.
changed, man. The world would be
So
changed.
I understand why, what I'm saying, once I found out everything, I understand why they did it, why my father chose to hide me out, so I understand that completely.
Yeah,
J. Edgar Hoover, I'm not sure if he was the president at the time or the FBI director when he made this statement, public announcement in the White House and to our press that the White House administration fears another Huey P. Newton or Malcolm X to lead the Black revolutionary movement for the Black community. I'm Huey Newton, only biological child. So I'm automatically a threat to them automatically just because I'm his child. So
yep,
now I'm an extra threat to them because I'm the only person in history that formed the international federal government, sovereign government right here in America that's listed with inside of their House of Congress system with a Senate ID number 401109639.
I got it.
So
And for
it's
people that
just
don't
like
understand what he's saying, I got that. I've got the Justice Department information about you. So
right.
everything you're saying, I've got it. The DOJ has documents on this man, and I've got the documents in here. He does actually what he's saying is 100% true. Like, say it again, because I have the documents for exactly what you just said about your government.
They fear truth, federal government of America. They fear truth would be all one word. Federal government of America be separate words. But they fear truth, federal government of America is listed in the House of Congress.gov. In the House of Senate, we have a House Senate ID number of 401109639. We are also a complete lobbying firm, meaning that we lobby to the Congress in order to pass laws on behalf of they feel true federal government or other things or whatever the nature that is. So we are purposely known of what we do. So this is one of the things that the Panthers stood for. The Panthers stood for they had their own political party, their own national political party, and their own government. But by doing so, by the time they was trying to put that in motion, COINTELPRO was already so deep in play with them.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. COINTELPRO is what they did in order to infiltrate the Black Panther Party. They put basically snakes in. They infiltrated and put snakes in, people who represented themselves as Black Panthers out in the public to, like I tell people, rustle the bush, like to get people to step out and everything. And then that's where you start shooting the birds once you rustle the bush. And that's how it all happened. I was looking for your federal government document in here because I wanted to put that up. I mean, I could do another video too, just to
Our
show
NATO,
people exactly what you're saying.
our NATO cage code is SPPL4. If you go to, if somebody like, if someone wanted to go to, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep. Yeah, because
Now I
I
can
heard
hear
the
you.
phone ring. Yeah.
Cause my phone had, yeah, you're wrong. So I didn't know if it cut it out or what. But yeah, they can. If you go to NATO cage code searcher, you go to DLA cage code, government entities and cage code, which is the United States military system, and just type in SPPL4, and it's gonna pop right up. Our government is our country is Haiti. It's not United States. Our country is Haiti. So this is who we chose. People always ask me like, why you chose Haiti for your government? Because Haiti is the only independent Republican country that's not under the power and authority of the United States government. Everybody else pretty much in bed with the United States government. So the only way that I could have did that, I had to be clear with NATO. So NATO, the United States government, is falls up under NATO. We have a NATO case code, so that automatically excludes us from the jurisdiction of the United States government.
Yep. And that's the thing. When I was researching and looking up everything you were sending me, man, this stuff is deep. And that's why I'm glad you're here. I had to have you here because if people don't hear it actually from you, I could do a video on it, but they won't get it. They won't get it.
Right,
And
right.
just the way you articulate it and the way you flow through it, they know you not a joke. You're not online just saying random stuff. You ain't a joke. You are the real deal. And I hope, like I
Right.
said, I hope the other, Black Panther members, the elders that I got on this list, Aaron Dixon and Emory
No,
Douglas.
I'm glad you just brought Aaron Dick's name up. Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody has been around right now that has seen Paul
Paul
throw his
Birdsong, yeah.
flag down, yeah,
Yeah.
throw his flag down and drop the name of the Panthers.
And I'm
First
gonna
of
tell you
all,
right now that hurt me, man. When I saw him do that, and I know I made a video about Paul, and I like to apologize to Paul right now, publicly apologize to him because I didn't get all the information, and there's a lot that I didn't know. So I'm gonna let you finish exactly what you were saying, but I just wanted to make sure I insert that because there's a lot going on with Emory Dixon and all these guys.
I'm gonna start from the beginning. But everybody was asking when Paul first came out, they was asking where he come from, who cleared him. Nobody know that I cleared him because I was just laying low. I wasn't gonna say nothing that I cleared him. I was just gonna sit back and watch, you know what I'm saying, how he handled everything. But everybody started putting so much pressure on him to where I say, let me speak up for my leader and let everybody know that I cleared him. So when everybody found out that I cleared him, Avon Dixon, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I really did. Paul still ain't talked to me. He seen the text. He still ain't talked to me just directly yet about it. I sent you the texts and everything, but
Yeah.
um, y'all seen the same video I seen. So I'm upset with Paul because Paul he dropped the name because of what Aaron Dixon said. First of all, Aaron Dixon was the chief of staff of the Seattle chapter of the 1966 Black Panther Party. He has no power and authority to discontinue any chapter of anything. He has no power. He wasn't even the leader of a chapter. He was the chief of staff of a chapter. So he has
Mhm.
no power for anything. He was part of the board member on the Huey P. Newton Foundation. But him and Frederica, they fell out for whatever reason they fell out. And he went his separate way. Frederica kept doing her thing. So they feud with each other. Him and Avery
Yeah.
Dixon and Frederica Newton, they feud with each other. So
And
that's the
let people
first
know
thing I
who
wanted to
Frederica
clear.
is. Frederica, let them know who she is so they can.
Frederica Newton is my father's widow, which would be his wife that he was with when he passed, when he was murdered. So that's who
So that's for
Frederica
reference
Newton
for
is. This is
people.
who, yeah, this is who portrayed to have all the rights and control over the foundation and all this. So this is what the probate case involves directly with the Dr. Huey P. Newton Foundation and Frederica, because Frederica is the overseer of it. So now that it's in court, I'm gonna be the overseer of it, unless
Yeah.
that she can say that. The only way she basically win is she got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I'm not Huey's son. How you gonna prove that when the courts come from the same, when the document, half of the documents come from the same place was in court at? So it's gonna be
Exactly.
like
It's
it's
gonna be
impossible.
interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
It's impossible. But she like if she don't respond, then I automatically win. I ain't got to put up no other fight. And as of
Yeah.
this day of this video, she have not responded to nothing that's in the court. So
Yeah. And
silence
see,
is
and
good on my end.
yeah, because they're not putting up a counter motion or anything because they realize a counter
Right,
motion is gonna be a waste of time.
right. Because
So yeah.
her first step to fight that, she will have to show valid facts of that I'm not Hugh's son, or why she believe I'm not Hugh's son. So then the next thing would be what the court would order. The court would order a DNA test directly from one of my family members, my cousin, my uncle, or someone like that there. So they have no fighting point. So,
Yep.
so
It's kind
the
of like
best
with
thing
Jay
to
Z
do.
not wanting to take a DNA test. His son is like, "Test me, I don't care," and everybody, Jay Z's like, "No, don't," because that's a lot of
Right,
like because once Jay Z would take that DNA test, his first son, would now be in line to inherit everything now, unless he was
right.
intentionally
So
wrote out.
it's like, um, whatever way say for instance she did reply, if they did reply and the court ordered a DNA test, it still come back the same. I still inherit everything. So what was your fight?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
What was your fight? You
It's
know
a
what I'm
waste of
saying? Like,
time.
so it's a
That's
waste
a
of
lot of
time.
attorney
So
bills for nothing. A lot of attorney bills for
yeah,
nothing at that
and
point.
and I don't, and I'm my own attorney. So all the work that I do, it comes from me. So I don't have to pay an attorney to do it. So it's
Yeah.
basically free to me. I don't pay no more than the court costs to file it or whatever, and that's even free because I put in that I don't have no money, if I just put in, I don't get nothing,
Yep. Yep.
So,
The affidavit of
uh,
financial condition. Yep. I've done that
yeah,
before.
yeah,
And it's like,
the FW001, which is the court fee waiver. You know what I'm saying? So,
mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'm doing all my own legal work and everything. So with her, she would have to hire attorneys and this, that, and the other, and the attorneys would have to advise her what would be the best move, and with this
Yeah.
much supporting evidence and facts that's come from the court, it's virtually going to be impossible to to counteract it right there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be
Yep.
impossible to counteract it. You know,
Exactly.
if if they tried to counterclaim it and say, well, we don't believe the document's fake. Well, okay, the court is there. The court did already ran all the documents, so they come from them. Each document that's presented comes with numbers on it that traces back to the entity that they came from. So that'll be out the picture. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
No
Like,
matter what they
so
do, they're gonna keep coming to the
yeah,
same brick
it's like
wall. Yep.
it's she has no fighting standpoint. So I guess the best option would be for her to be quiet and just let this here go. And you know what I'm saying? But um, as of
Yeah.
right now, yeah, as of right now, I'm the primary leader, full control, and Aaron Dixon has no power to discontinue any chapter or even for that matter to create any chapter because he wasn't a chapter leader. A chapter leader would have the power to create another chapter within that city or that state that they was in. But Aaron Dixon, he wasn't a leader of any chapter, so he has no power and authority of anything. You seen the text messages that I sent you in regards to me talking to him. I even
Yeah.
spoke with him. He didn't like that. He didn't like the fact of the idea of what that I'm
But you
Huey's
was giving him
son.
facts though. You was telling him all
Yeah,
truth.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So, but other than that, that is what it is. And I still support Paul.
Yeah, because I know, and a
I hate
lot
he
of people.
dropped the
So,
name. I
yeah,
hate he
he
dropped
should
the
have waited.
name,
He
but
really should have waited
yeah,
till everything
yeah,
hit
but
cleared, and I know he was probably hurt because he did put a lot of time and effort in since 2020 till now. He put a lot of time in and stuff like that with you
right,
guys. Even if it was on the level that he was on, he was still rocking with y'all and putting the time in and everything just to have it
right,
pulled up under him for a video that we all saw that we all were like, oh man, he said the wrong thing. He shouldn't have said it like that. Even if he said it out of distaste and something like that, he could have cleared it up. But just dropping the whole thing, dropping the badge, that's
right,
yeah, that was kind of hard. A
right.
lot of people saw that and was like,
Like
damn, man.
a lot of people, the news people, the just people coming and everything gave Paul a hard time in regards to the statement that he made when he said that if an ICE agent run up on me and try to harm me or do me something, I'm gonna blow a hole in his chest the size of a window. Okay,
Yeah,
people took it out of context and said that he made a direct threat. Oh, he threatened nice. He threatened nice. Or he don't need that. Ain't what the Black Panthers did. The Black Panthers told police is that if you come try to take my shotgun, pig, I'ma shoot you. And guess who said that? My father, Dr. Huey P. Newell. So Paul said only what real Panthers said back in 1966 and beyond. So what is a direct threat? A direct threat would have been him saying that I'm gonna go over here and shoot this ICE agent in his chest and blow a hole in his chest the size of a window. That is a direct threat. He said if if the ICE agent come try to harm him, what he was going to do to defend himself. So I asked this question to a lot of podcasters and a lot of news people and a lot of individuals, period, that so you're trying to tell me that if someone that's wearing a badge or not wearing a badge, we lose in both scenarios. If it's a police or if it's not a police, try to come harm you and do you something, try to take your life, and you can physically defend yourself. You mean to tell me you're gonna let that person do you something just because they have a badge on, or are you gonna try to protect yourself and survive another day? Me personally,
true.
I'm gonna protect myself. I don't care whether you got a badge on or not. I'm not gonna come let you physically harm me or try to kill me, and I'm not gonna defend myself. No, your badge don't mean
Yeah,
that much to me. Your badge don't mean more to me than my life do. My
and I
life
think a
matters
lot of
more to
us,
me than that badge do.
yeah, and I think a lot of us that actually have weapons for self defense, we keep that scenario in our head all the time about defending ourselves. That's why we call it self defense. Like I roll with a
Right,
weapon. A lot of us roll with weapons because we want to make it home. That's it. We just whatever it
right,
takes to make it home. You can come arrest me at the house, but I just got to make it home. That's all I keep thinking. It's like we can go to court. I can bail out or whatever, but if it's an immediate situation where I got to defend myself, I'm going to be like, just like an officer, I'm going to make a split-second decision to save myself at that moment in time, and then I'll deal with the fallout later. I'll deal with that later.
Right.
And
Your
and I want
body.
and yeah, and about the quote that you said, if people go look at like Emory Dixon, he was the actual artist for the Black Panthers back then. If you Google any of Emory Dixon's artwork, they call him like, the Leonardo or something of the black community. This dude got some amazing art. But in his artwork, man, he was pretty graphic. I mean, he had like knives going.
Like shotguns pointed at the pig's head and everything.
Yeah,
Like so,
man,
it's like
his
the people.
artwork is
Now,
graphic.
now, this is what I call hypocrites for us with the people and news medias because you take a hold and a loving to the 1966 Black Panthers, right? And everything that they said, you love it. But Paul came and did the exact same thing and said something similar to the same thing, but you ridiculed him. You threw him under the bus. You say that he was out there taking up for immigrants, right? Okay, well, was he out there taking up for immigrants or was he out there because ICE killed a U.S. citizen? Regardless of whether she was white, black, Hispanic, Latino, she was a U.S. citizen. So that means he was out there protesting against the killing of a U.S. citizen. But
Yeah,
media
and I
and
think that's
people
where a
took
lot
it
of
out of
us
context.
find. Yeah, with that, I think a lot of us find the disconnect because we always believed the Black Panthers were for the black community, not for all communities. And
They
and just like initially, everybody hit it, and it was like a disconnect. Like, why is he out there fighting for these white folks? Why out there fighting for these Somalis? That's where the disconnect happened. And
right.
that's why I wanted, even with Paul, I'm glad that he said what he said when he like put his badge down, that he wants to stand for all oppressed people or whatever, because
Right.
we lost the disconnect. We thinking, are you here to fight for black people? He's here to fight for all. That's what his version of justice is, to fight for all, not just to fight for one
Right.
race, to fight for all. So a lot of
It's
us got disconnected from the situation. Yeah.
that was the vision and the goal and the dream that the Panthers was doing, right? So I'm gonna break it down like this. My father, if we wasn't standing with immigrants and immigration and things of that nature, why did my father offer the Koreans 5,000 soldiers to fight against the U.S. government in Vietnam War?
True.
So why did he offer them though? So it seemed like he should have been offering for, I'm saying, for those people that think this way, he should have been offering the U.S. government soldiers to fight against Vietnam, right? Instead of offering the Vietnamese soldiers to fight against the U.S. government. So it's like revolutionaries claim and holler like they want to stand up, but they really fear to address the government and stand against the government the way how they should be stood against, like the 1966 Black Panther Party. Like another thing, you say he was out there with the immigrants. Okay, did you ridicule my father when he had to go to Cuba and the Cubans had to take him in asylum? Did you ridicule Asada Shakur when she had to flee to Cuba? Was she past it because the U.S. government was trying to murder? Did you ridicule David Hilliard when he went to Cuba on his asylum trip? So it's like
Yeah,
we
it's a
can
lot of.
we can the immigrants can help us when we in need, but we can't help them when they in need. We can flee to their country, right? And
Yeah.
they take us in with open arms. Don't let the government come bother us. But when they over here, this ain't our fight.
Yeah. True. True.
That's not they
And
fight
see,
when
the
our
the one
leaders
thing.
go over there. That's not they fight when our leaders get in heat over here and gotta flee to Cuba. But they
Yeah.
extend their arms to us. You see what I'm saying?
And see,
I'm
and
not
this is the thing.
saying that
I'm not really pro Somali. That's one thing. I'm not pro Somali, but I'm pro Mexican. And I'll tell you why I'm pro Mexican. Because Mexico was the first country in the entire world that said if any enslaved black can set foot on Mexican soil, you are a free citizen of Mexico. All black slaves started fleeing to Mexico before slavery was even ended in the US. All the blacks started running to Mexico because they said once you cross the Rio Grande and your foot is on Mexican soil, and this in their constitution, you can Google it. It's in the Mexican constitution that any black slave, if they can touch Mexican soil, you become a free citizen of Mexico.
right.
And I've said that. So I live in a Mexican neighborhood. I tell people all the time I don't have beef with Mexicans. I've said it on many live streams. I don't have a problem with Mexicans because they were the only country in the entire world that said if you are a black slave in the United States and you set foot on Mexican soil, you are a free. So Mexicans and blacks, we have a lot of heritage together, a lot of children together. We got a lot of families together.
I love the Latinos and the Mexicans because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm saying from my personal experience in life, they never did me nothing wrong. They always showed me love, a helping hand, unity. You know, like so you can't make me hate somebody because you hate them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
funny, I just did a video like that the other day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's basically what's going on within this movement. People want people to hate these people because you feel that way. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that we should hate them people. Why? Because them people oppressed like we are. People say, well, they coming over here getting all our stuff and this, that, and that. You mad at them for getting the stuff. When you get the food stamps, you happy. You should be mad at your government for getting it to them. Why you ain't why you not checking your government? Why you not around the White House? Why you not around your Congress house checking them? Because that's who giving it to them. The
man,
they just get it. But you mad at them though.
I've been talking about this fraud pyramid, and it's all government people. That's it. It's all government people. And I even said Somalis were used as patsies. I said that in one of my videos. Somalis was the patsies, so the politicians had become super wealthy because there's no way these people figured out the system to that degree to rob us. Right. Somebody taught them that. There's somebody at the top that know our system that taught them that so they can get money off the top. And I've in many videos I've said that I'm like, dude, these people are not that bright. They are not the kingpins of it. This shit goes way back. Somebody figured that out.
Right.
One dude was telling, he said something about being pro Mexico. I tell people, I even live in a Mexican neighborhood. Like, dead serious. We got food trucks outside. I get carne asada plates brought to my door. People give me Modelos and shit all the time. I live in a 100% Mexican neighborhood. Well, it's probably a lot of blacks and whites here too, but mainly around me is all the Mexicans. But if you go like streets over, you see like black families. We got the old heads, the old black men with the nice convertibles and shit sitting outside. We don't care, man. We a blended ass community over here. Another brother, he stayed right down. He's got like a 1960 Cadillac, big yellow ass Cadillac in his driveway. I want to buy that shit. Right. I'm like, damn, that thing. He always got a car cover on it.
I want to touch on something, and I'm Huey's son, and I'm going to say this right here.
All right.
Before Paul came along and said what he said, right? The Panthers was dead. They had no light. They had no motivation to it. Paul came and said what he said and put the spotlight back on the Panthers. Everybody want to be a Panther again now. Everybody want to learn about the Panthers. Everybody want to join a Panther organization somewhere now. That was a good thing because the Panthers had no light.
I said the same thing, man. I would have never done stories about the Panthers had it not went that far. So he put spark and interest back into a movement of the community.
Right.
And in my notes, I even got things like what I was talking to you about, doing things in the community. I got a whole list of things that I would like the Panthers to do in the community. And because like I said, internet didn't exist when your dad was alive. And I mean, it exists now. I have your link, like for anybody out there, I have his link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video so you can contact him directly because there will be things that the Black Panthers will need. They will need resources if they're going to keep building and doing things. They will need resources. So us as...
I don't mean to cut... I ain't want to cut you off. I just want to say this right here real quick.
You got it.
I have 200 acres that I'm connected with in Fresno, California with my cousin, DeMario New. We doing farming, training, gun training. This is what we train all the members and everything at. So we connected real nice. He might be in the chat somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just I'll put the memo out too, man, because I want a lot of different content creators to get some of this content here and share it. Get pieces out that you need and share it, because this is the truth. Like I said, this is from the son of Huey. This is Rico, 100% right here. I'm not doing like a video to where I'm just giving you bits. He's telling you exactly what you need to hear. And like I said, I believe you, man. If Paul went as far as he went, he was pretty. It was dramatic. It was very dramatic. And a lot of us like, whoa, that's great. But it got everybody's attention. And what is the point of a protest? I did a video yesterday that said the point of a protest is to make a statement, to get attention.
Right.
He got
Right.
attention. He did.
Right.
As fucked up as we all think it was, he played the card. He got the attention. All on the Black Panthers, got the attention of people talking about, defensive communities and things like that. We're not going after the government, but we're saying if the government comes to us with an issue and it's an illegitimate issue, we have the capacity to defend ourselves over it.
Right.
And
Right.
that was the whole issue. Like I said, Paul went into the fire and made the statement. Most of us are sitting, and people in the comments even say, "Well, we don't see y'all out there. We're not that society now where we go out there and do that stuff because we have the internet now. We can do protests online. We can organize, blackouts to where ain't nobody shopping and stuff. We can do that. But every once in a while, you got to throw a lion in the den. You got to, and
Right.
that's what he went out there and he roared, and everybody on the internet heard it, and everybody started doing videos about it. And it, like I said, as fucked up as it was, a protest is to make a statement, and the statement was made.
Like
So,
with my father and them, the statement when they made their statement in protest, they went to the Congress building with their guns to protest on a gun bill that Congress was trying to pass,
I
knowing
saw
that the
that.
news stations and all that was going to be there. That right after that, they blew up all across the country. People wouldn't want to come join. And I think about the incident, the situation with Paul is was the same way. It's just he didn't have to go to no Congress office to do it.
Yep, yep,
You see what I'm saying? He didn't have to go to no
exactly.
Congress office to
Because
do
we
it. He
got the
got in front
internet
of a
now.
camera. Yes, he got in front of a camera somewhere and said a couple words that made a lot of people happy and upset some and put
Oh,
some
it
in
shocked
fear.
the hell out of me. I was like, this dude straight tripping. I was like, what the hell this dude? He trying to get us all killed. But I'm
You
like,
know,
the Black Panthers has probably been trending on YouTube and Google right now because everybody's
right,
like, "What the hell?" And Paul did that. Paul did it
right,
because everybody's
right.
like, "What
Like,
the hell just happened, man?" It's like, I mean,
and
you
I'm
can hash it's you click Black Panthers on something, and all of these recent articles come up, all of them.
right,
It
right.
wasn't
It's
like
all
that the day before Paul did what he did.
it when Paul. I told Paul the other day. I seen a BET article. So I think I sent you that article too. I seen a BET article. I said Paul. I said Paul. I said, damn, we made it to BET, homie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's right, I did. I clicked that. Yep, yep,
Yeah, I'm like we made it to BET,
yeah.
and it's like he did that. He put the spotlight on there for that. You know what I'm
Yep, and
saying?
even
I
this
got
lady says, I don't trust Paul Burns. Say he's a CIA op. And that's what a lot of us was saying in the beginning, man. This dude, he's an op. I'm like, I ain't never heard nobody just walk up and do something that drastic and that dramatic. But this is the thing. Now knowing that he was connected through you, and you are, I'm telling you, you are almost like with your mentality, the reincarnation, because you don't think like normal,
everybody
soft-minded
tell me
people.
that.
Yeah,
Everybody tell me that, man.
bro, you like the reincarnation, dead serious. Because just listening to you talk like you are from the '60s. You don't talk like us. You talk like you stand strong. You like I don't give a fuck. I mean, you got government documents in your hand saying I don't give a fuck about the government.
Right.
I'm like,
I mean, why would we
and we be
continue?
like, shit,
Why
like,
would we
bro.
continue? Why would we continue to serve a government that clearly don't have our best interests at heart? Clearly, when a leader comes, they kill all our leaders. They kill our leaders that come around merely for speaking for us and trying to get us better equality and a better state of life. And they kill our leaders for that. So you mean to tell me that you still crying to the same government? Why not build your own government and put your money into that same government of yourself? Why not pull your money from away from the United States system? Oh well, what this, that, and that? Well, guess what? You ain't gonna never get no change because you ain't willing to sacrifice nothing. You
And
want to
I'm
cry about
and
everything, but you don't want to sacrifice nothing.
and I'm one with that mindset. I don't sacrifice. Like I said, you are. That's why they scared of you, bro. I'm just telling you facts. They were scared of
Like
the son
it's
of a king. They were scared of a
like
son of
it's
a king, and it's like you don't think like us, bro. You are a very strong minded person, and I don't even mean violent strong minded. You are just convicted to believe that you are this world is yours. That's what you believe. This world is yours, and you say,
right,
why are we
right,
supporting this government when we could be our own government? We are a people. We are not a slave race.
right.
We are a people.
The
That's how your
17
brain works, bro. Just talking to you. That's how your brain works.
for anybody that think that what I'm saying is not true, then it wouldn't be listed in the House of Congress.gov. The founding fathers of this country wouldn't have wrote the 1776 Declaration of Independence. The people have a right to abolish the government. My father has said this here many times, the same exact quote from 1776 Declaration of Independence. The people have a right to abolish the government. When a government no longer has the people interested, they have become a tyrant government, and the people have no more control. It is the people duty to disassemble, abolish, or create a government, something like that government, or abolish it completely. Why
Second
you can't
Amendment.
abolish? Why you can't
Yep.
abolish it? Because you have no, you hold too much fear to try to abolish something. They wrote
But you
it in black
speaking
and white
facts.
law. They wrote it in black and white law for you, and then put it to you so you can see it, and then told you you still too much coward to even try this here. And we gave you the legal law to where you can do this. And we told you that you can do this right here. But guess what? We know you too afraid of us to do anything, so we ain't even worried about you trying it right there. Now it then came along that somebody came, tried it, achieved it, and it's there now. So now people can't no longer say you can't do that there. Now is what are you going to do with it?
Man, that shit gave me chills, bro. Cause I'm like that. I'm one of them. Just I'm a different thinker. I just don't. I'm not a controversial. And it's not even. You're not even talking about controversy. That's the thing. I think I'm just programmed to think that it's controversial when it's not. It's how people who build countries think. You think how countries are
Right,
built. I think how
right,
countries are lived in. That's the
right.
difference between me and you. And
It,
that's why the connect is like we got to have a lot of conversation, because to sit there and to talk and to understand your point of view, you think I'm gonna be dead serious, and I'm not. I don't glaze people. You think like a leader, and I believe that I'm a leader. That's the difference.
thank you. I thank you for saying that. I thank you for
Yeah,
saying that, man. I thank you.
yeah,
I hear it all the time, but I'm saying I honor everything that I hear in regards to things like that. And I thank you for saying that, man, because it's like, why
man.
would why would I want to continue to be part of a government or continue to play along in a system when they tried to assassinate me? They assassinated my father. They was behind the reason he was assassinated, right? They wrote in public black and white documents from the White House that the White House administration fears another Huey P. Newton or Malcolm X to lead the black revolutionary for the black community. Why in my right mind would I want to be? I know these people hate me. They don't know. I know this
Because
is
you know
like
a lot. You know a lot. You know a lot of truth, bro. You know a lot of truth. And this is
so.
why I put your channel in the description below, because people you need to make videos about truth, bro. Because there's something in you that I didn't like I said, I don't know you, but just after talking to you for an hour, bro, I felt like I was back in the 60s, man. I was like, damn, this dude don't think like us. Oh, this motherfucker does not think like me. Yeah, I'm dead serious when I say that's
do
why I
you
think
do you believe in
that
reincarnation?
I do. I tell people all the time I think I was a builder in my past life, because I build shit all the time and I don't know how I do it. I think
Tonight,
I was a builder.
November the 26th of 2010. Before that night, I was a five deuce hoop. Well, I was a former five deuce hoop at that point in time. I had been gave up a game banger in my teen years, like 19, 20 years old. I had been gave it up, but um, November the 26th, 2010, Shreveport, Louisiana. That was the night that I was shot 9 times, leaving 23 total gunshot holes in me. I died that night on the operating table for a minute and 41 seconds.
Damn.
Uh, so fast forward to when I got out the hospital, and passing time, years going by, my mind frame started to change. The way that I thought started to change. I started to want to seek more knowledge and more of this. But now that I'm here at this point right now, and I know that I'm Huey's son, and I see how I stand and this and that, I sit back and wonder: am I merely the image of a reincarnation of my father? When I died on that table, did Rico die that night and Huey rose, but just he rose through his son?
I'm telling you, man.
You
Everything,
know,
and it's like that woke you up and that put your real life in you. Like the life you was living
right,
before wasn't your real life.
right, right,
And
right.
when you woke up, you was like, okay, the my actual soul is here now. Whatever that shell was that I was indoctrinated to be, that wasn't even me. And
But
now
I
you're,
know,
like I said, even talking to you, man, it's like you don't talk like us. You don't think like us of normal
right,
people. And I don't mean black people. I mean like everybody in 2026, if
Like
they sat and they listened to you and talked to you, they would feel power to actually make a change. They would
I
feel that
laid on
much
that
power.
I laid on that porch that night, November the 26th, 2010, and I prayed to the Lord. I made a prayer. I said, God, if you spare me my life, I said, if you spare me my life, Father God, whatever your will is for me to do, I'll do it. And I heard God speak to me as loud as clear. What if you don't make it? I said, well, God, if it's your will that I die here tonight on this porch, then let my work on earth be great enough that I'm allowed into your heaven. The female that I was talking to at the time when I went to start praying like that, she told me not to pray like that. The police that was on the scene already shook my foot and told me, don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. When I said those prayers, I was at peace. I wasn't worried about whether I was going to die. I wasn't worried about whether I was going to live. It's like the peace that God tell you that wrote in the Bible. And I'm a firm believer in God. I don't believe in religion. I believe in spirituality.
Yeah.
So um, that's real. That part real. What he wrote about that day. Like I will give you peace even in your final hours. It's a inner. I
Oh, I
can't
believe it.
explain it. I can't explain that peace. All I could just say is that I wasn't worried. Then now where I'm at now, like I know what I'm doing. This is what I'm really supposed to do. This is the reason why God spared me my life that night.
I believe it because I was in an explosion in 2015, and I thought I died in that explosion. I didn't even care. I was like, if this is how I go out, it's how I. That was on my mind right there. If this is how I go, this
Right.
is how I go. It was no other thought in my head. It was if this is
Right.
how I go, this is how I go. And I didn't think about money. I thought about all I thought about was if this is how I go, this is just how I go. And somehow I
Right.
lived through it. And I was like, I was okay with it. I was good. I was like, if this is how I go, this is how I go.
Right. Right.
And I was like, man, but I lived through it, and here I am, man. And like I said, and I'm glad I lived long enough to cross paths with you because you a strong brother, man. And I say that. I mean, I thought I was strong. And I tell everybody, oh, I'm strong, but I'm like, you always meet somebody stronger than you. You always do. And I'm like, bro, you do some serious heavy shit. You do some heavy lifting,
I mean, people.
and
Like the Panthers didn't put. Oh, I want to touch on this topic too. I don't know if you've seen the memo, but a lot of people have seen. They're talking about it. The 1966 Black Panther Party. They put the alumni in Oakland, California. They put a memo out, saying that anybody, any organization using Black Panther Party, got to pay a 15% fee. Well, I told people this here a couple years ago, and organizations like Babu, because he was the leader of the new Black Panther Party, he had just stepped up being the leader of the new Black Panther Party. I told like Babu, Malik Shabazz, Taco, Otho, like just a whole different other Mike Payne. I'm gonna touch
yeah,
on Mike Payne too. Um, I told all of them that it was a percentage fee to be paid because if you're gonna use the name and make revenue off of it, but you ain't giving nothing back to the original people that fought in this here and that what I'm saying, like that wasn't right. So I told them it
yeah,
was gonna be a 15% of revenue fee, whatever they made. So now the Panthers have came out and the alumni of the 66 Panthers came and validated what I didn't see. So now now a lot of Panthers organizations they mad and upset. But how can you get mad and upset? That's just like if you go start a clothing line and then you pass and your child behind, you gonna want your child to be able to take care of it. Not everybody else make money off of what you done did, but your child ain't even making. But everybody else making the money off of that there, or however the case may be. You see what I'm saying? But
yeah,
right is right, wrong is wrong. Them people fought, died, man. Them people was really the police was really murdering them people, man.
yeah.
They was really killing them. I'm talking about over killing them people. Like, and you mean to tell me you have the audacity to wear that name and you don't want to give Nan Red sent back to where it started at, let alone you ain't even been to Oakland to know what's going on in Oakland with any of the Panthers. You never how can you have an organization and say you're a Black Panther Party member or a leader and you never want, especially I'm gonna say for leaders, you're a leader of any Black Panther Party organization and you ain't never been to Oakland to sit down and talk to the elders where it was originally created and started it. How?
It's a lot of
How can
clout
it be
chasing, man. A lot of
how can that be possible?
it's almost
So
like Mecca, going back to Mecca. That's
people
it. People
ask
go
me, say,
back to the
well,
source.
people say, well, had nobody been around in this, well, I'm around now. Well, where you been at all this? It no matter where I've been, I'm here now.
Yep.
I'm here
Yep.
now, and I've been told y'all this right here. So now higher orders, other than because I didn't create the Black Panther Party. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I control the Black Panther Party right now. I didn't create the Black Panther Party, so I'ma always pay my respect to those that created the Black Panther Party. I would never use the name or never generate revenue, and I don't give them back nothing. I would never do that there. So how can I sit back and allow other organizations to do that there? And now I got the approval from the original Black Panther Party. It's like some organizations say, "Well, we ain't paying them. We ain't paying them." It don't matter. Legal law take care of that.
Yeah.
It don't
Exactly.
matter how it
Exactly.
don't matter how your personal opinion feel. I ain't got to lip buck with you and go back and forth on the internet with you about that. I just put it in court, and we
Yep.
deal with it like that.
And see, and that's the thing. Even with bike clubs, the same thing. The original charter is the one who all these bike fees and dues go to. It's been like that in every organizational structure. You have to give dues to the main
Right.
source. You can't just.
I had
It's
some new.
like, yeah, it's like a record label. Let's say you got a record label, and I'm an artist on the label, so I take off and I do music. I still got to go take care of the label. I'm under a label.
Right.
I'm not independent. So if you
Right.
independent, then of course you don't pay a label because you're independent. But when you're linked in through a label, you are Sony Records on everything you do. You need to give back to
Right.
Sony Records. That ain't free. That's
Right.
just not free.
Right. Because why? You getting your name and you getting your name and your clout up off of
It's
using
legit
Sony
tag.
Record. You know what
It's a
I'm saying?
tag
Like,
of
and this.
authenticity and legit and
So
putting Sony on
I
all your shit. It helps. Yeah.
I asked a lot of these Black Panther Party members and stuff, including Mike Payne. Mike Payne said that he was a national leader. Who authorized you to be a national leader? So I asked him, have he ever been to Oakland? He said, no. Then how would you? How are you a national leader? The only ones that can give you that clearance is in Oakland. So how could you possibly
Yeah.
be a national leader if you ain't never went sit down and they ain't gonna give you that clearance over the phone? No, real
Yep.
Panthers are not gonna give you no clearance over no phone. You got to go and talk to them. You got to go and see them. They wouldn't even tell me a lot until I came to Oakland. So this is how I know about the lamp post and the shootout at my dad's penthouse and Bobby Seale getting beat up. Well, my daddy had Bobby Seale pistol whoop. They had his guards pistol whoop him. That's when Bobby Seale left and ran to Philadelphia with his wife and kids. All my him and my like people don't know that my daddy and Bobby Seale, they were not friends when he died. They were not friends.
Yep. Yep. And see that thing. A lot of
I'm not
people don't
speaking.
realize that.
I ain't speaking something. This written. This is written. This is written in fmmitha.com. Fmmitha, Mitha, mitha.com. This is written in there, the ruin of the Black Panther Party. And you'll be able to see the same thing that I'm telling you.
Man. And see, that's the thing. A lot of people they out here claiming on the internet. Like I said, I got a list of names here. And I don't know if these people even, like you said, because you're on the scene, because you were in hiding for so long, you on the scene, you doing all the paperwork, you're getting all the documents in order and everything like that. But these people are running around claiming that they run it. That, like I said, like
No,
Aaron
let me
Dixon,
let me let
Eric.
me
Do you
clarify
know
this
Eric
right here.
Griffin? Do you know a guy Eric Griffin by any
I
chance?
didn't hear it. I didn't heard of Eric Griffin. I didn't talk to him before, but I never met him in person. Last time I checked,
Yeah.
I thought he was in jail or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it's him. He's the one saying like, if stuff don't pass, if it don't pass through me, then you
Let
you ain't
me
a Black
let me
Panther or something.
I'm going to clarify this here for every listener and anybody that want to be a part of the 21st Century Black Panther Party, RCDHPN, which is founded by the son of Dr. Huey P. Newton. If you want to be a part of that there, or just a regular Black Panther Party chapter, no one can approve your chapter but me. No one can disassemble your chapter but me. I want to touch on Fred Hampton Jr. as well. Because I seen the post somebody sent me somewhere. They said that the only chairman that they acknowledging, the only chairman that they know acknowledging beyond in Chicago and beyond is Chairman Fred Jr. And Fred reshared it. So he basically was saying the same exact thing. Okay, so I made a public announcement that Chairman Fred Hampton Senior, Jr. Yes, I love him to death, but the fact and the truth of the matter is, he has no power to discontinue a chapter. He has no power to create a chapter outside of Chicago. Why? Because his father was Fred Hampton Sr. was only the chapter leader. He wasn't a co-founder. He was not the founder. So he was only a chapter leader, meaning that he was brought in from the founders of that Black Panther Party organization. So he has no authority to extend his chapters anywhere else other than but to Chicago. So Fred has no power to dissolve nothing. No one has any power to dissolve something. If you are a part of what I approved, you are officially a Black Panther Party member. No one can dissolve you. No one can call and tell you you got to see drop the name. If someone was to call and tell you that, tell them to contact me directly. You see, they don't contact me. You see,
Yeah.
they don't do any of those things to me. So if someone was to tell you that you bring that directly to me, I'm going to deal with that. You never drop the name. So this is why I was so upset at Paul, because Paul knew this right here. He knew this right here. Like, I don't know what was said to him to I really feel it
Yeah.
was more said to him than what he said on the video, but
And I think
I'm just
that's
gonna
what it
go
was.
yeah, I'm just
It
gonna
would.
go by what he said on the video. But I feel in my heart that it was something more to that there to make him do that. Because I was watching his demeanor and how he was. Like I say,
Oh, I
it
could
looked in
see he didn't
between
want to
two
do
different
it.
things.
He
Yeah, it
didn't
looked
want
in
to do
between
it.
two different things. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was being forced to do it, but yet he ain't contacted and told me nothing. So I don't know really what's going on. I talked to Avon Dixon on it. So he didn't even tell me why he did. He just asked me like when I told him who I was, and then he was like, "Who?" I said, "I'm Huey's son." I said, "Yeah, I got court cases already." "Yeah, I know it. I know it." "Okay, why you? What you want? Why you calling me?" I said, "I'm calling trying to figure out why you dissolved the chapter, or why you felt like you had the power to dissolve the chapter." First of all, well, um, he skipped the part about telling me any reason why. He went to the part. Well, first of all, I could do that. I said, no, you can't. Nobody got that power to do that but me or either Frederica. I said, Frederica no longer has that power due to the fact of the probate case. I said, so you don't have no power to dissolve nothing at any point in time. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. I was really in the party movement. Nobody got that power but the ones that was in that movement. Frederica wasn't in the movement. Frederica wasn't a Panther. You wasn't in the movement. You wasn't a Panther at that time. You the son of the Panther, the founder. You got me fucked up. He hung the phone up before I could say anything else. So I said, okay, well, I'm just so so
He hung up. He was like, shit, shit.
so he hung the phone up, so I wasn't even finna go through all that calling back. 'Cause I know he wasn't gonna answer. I said, okay, well, I know I got this show coming up today. Well, I'm just gonna announce it on this show at that point in time. So I know that you got many views that be listening. So I know that
Yeah,
it'll
and
travel around and travel around. No
I want the
one
other
in this
YouTubers to
call.
grab it and clip that and be like, listen, and because that's the information that needs to radiate to any Black Panther out there or anyone wanting to be one. They got to know the starting point because it's a lot
Right.
of just factions out there doing stuff, making moves. And like you said, when Dixon did that, you can't just go out and do stuff like that, man. You gotta check in. It's like with
People
anything
say
else, you gotta check in.
people say, well, what gives you the power? Because you think because you hear his son, that gives you complete. Yes, you automatically know that heirship go down to the child. So let's go a little further. I also am the leader because of my achievements. I have a national government that's registered, right? I mean, that's listed in Congress.gov. I have a national political party. These are the things the council stood for. I have a national recognized political party from the Federal Election Committee called They Fear True Political Party. I have a news agency called Real Media News 33 that gets over 8 million views every month. I'm also an attorney. I have a distribution label, They Fear Truth Distribution, where I distribute and publish artist music independently that get played on all major platforms. I also have connections and also are in a lifetime indefinite contract with my cousin with the 200 acres of land that we have to farm on. So it's like my achievements validates my work in saying that I'm the leader and being able to hold this leader position, even though this leader position was already passed down to me. Even if I wasn't known about then, I'm known about now. That still don't exclude me from my proper rightful inheritance.
And I'm gonna tell people about government. The fact that you have your own government, you can have citizens of your government, so you
Right.
can offer citizenship. just like any other
Right.
government can offer citizenship to somebody. That's the main importance about building your own. If you can create citizens, give somebody citizenship, and they operate under that, just like the Native Americans here who have sovereign nations, they're citizens of their own sovereign nation.
Right.
You can do. You don't have to be. Yeah, it's like a patent. You don't have to be under American citizenship when you operate. You can be under your own government citizenship when you do things. If you say,
Like,
and some people got dual citizenship, they can be Canadian, they could be American, so they can get the benefits of both. So if you have dual citizenship, like you're a U.S. citizen plus you're the citizen of your government at the same time, you got dual citizenship. You can be
right.
operating under your government, not under those government laws.
I'm glad that you spoke about that, and for people that's listening to that, there he's speaking 100% truth, because I have been asked at the same time many a thousand times before. Rico, how you got a government that's in Haiti? Yeah, we see is everything legit. How you got a government in Haiti but you U.S. citizen? I said I got a right to be able to work for any government that I want to work for. I can work for
Yep.
any government that I want to work for. You can go to China and work for China government, as long as you ain't trying to do nothing that, you know what I'm saying, like trying to, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you
Yeah,
ain't trying,
yeah, yeah.
you can go
Trying to,
work for
yeah,
any
because
government
even
that you want to. They said, but you're a U.S. citizen. Yes, I myself is a citizen of America. When I show my ID don't say black, white, or anything like that. My ID has no color on there. Why? Because I have already claimed my nationality.
you have a
I
right
am
to
the
not put that
sole
on you.
living. I am the sole living, breathing human spiritual being. I am not the entity. I'm not the corporation. So therefore, if I'm a soul living spiritual human being, I have no color. I
Yep.
have no color. You know what I'm saying? So don't subject to me with that right there. So it's no color that's
Because
posted
I
on
don't
my
think
ID.
people realize that your race is voluntary. You
Right,
have to identify, and people don't get it. They think you're automatically black. You have to identify as that, and I can
right,
identify as Cuban. Like if I can
right,
trace myself, I can identify whatever I want. So that would make me put Latino on everything. If I can find any percentage of Cuban
right,
in my blood or something, I could just mark Latino on all my shit because your race is what you identify as. It's not
right,
what they
right,
identify. It's all government classification. So you say, what if I don't want to identify as anything? You have that right. You don't have to identify as anything then. You say, well,
yeah,
I haven't proven who I am. I haven't proven that I was black. I haven't proven that I was white. I haven't proven to you that I was Latino. So because I haven't proven who I am, I don't even prove it. I don't have to identify as nothing. How can you
right,
tell me that I'm black without you proving that I'm black? What if I'm Native
right.
American and Mexican? And people say, well,
You
we
have
thought you
to.
was black, man. We've been calling you black this whole time.
The
Nobody ever proved it.
the whole point of it is you have to place the burden on them. You have to
Yeah.
take the burden off of you and place it on them. What I mean by that, people say, well, Rico, what you mean by that there? I'm gonna use a prime example, like with my probate case, right? For the longest, people was, hey, you ain't his child, you might not could be his child, you might not be his child, we'll do this here, we'll do that. Frederick and them wouldn't give me my rights. So this, that, and that. So I put it in court. So that places the burden on them now. Now you got to prove what you said. You say that I'm not his child. So now you got to prove that. So I took the burden off of me and put it on them with all the facts and evidence. So now they got to try to prove what's in court is not valid. So now the
Exactly.
burden is no longer on me. It's on them now.
Yep. Yep. And that's how court works. Like if people understand how court is and evidence is massive, whether you're a plaintiff or a defendant makes a difference. Because if you're a
Right.
plaintiff, you put the burden, and I know everybody say, well, you're innocent until proven guilty. Yes, you are. But if you put stipulations in a filing, when you file it, the defendant has to prove those stipulations now. They have to prove
Right.
everything you just said. They've got to prove that it's not true because you put the motion on them. They've got to counter motion it back.
Right.
And it's like people like,
Right.
man, you can't just file a counter motion back saying that's not true. You have to prove it's not true. That's not true
Yes.
because
Yes. You,
of.
you can't. The court of law don't work on merely what you think. The court of law work on
It's
evidence,
evidence.
fact.
Is
Like,
it?
okay, if I said that I'm not black, and you come to me and you come to say that you black, prove to me that I'm black. Well, look at your skin color. I see brown. That's not black. You put a crayon up. This is black. So how can
Yep.
what am I then? You see what I'm saying?
Because you
Like
could be
you got
you could be
now.
Colombian mixed with Cuban mixed with Indian mixed with, and
Right,
end up now you could
right,
be four different races mixed, but they saying
right,
you black. Black is a
right. So
color.
you got
Black
to
is not a race, but they've determined it
right,
to be a race. Like we
right. You have The
Like I can
burden
look
is
at
just like
I
a
can look at
ship
a
of
white
burden.
person. I can look at a white person and I can say you're white. They say no, I'm actually German. Say how you know? Because my
Hmm.
mom's German, my dad's German. They're straight from Germany. I was born over there. I moved over here. I'm not like white. I'm German. So
Right.
they don't have to claim that they're white. They can claim that they're a different race, basically. So me,
Right.
if I say,
Right.
well, I'm not black, but what are you? I could be Ethiopian. I could be Latino mixed with Ethiopian. I could be, Mexican mixed with Sudan. How do I know? You have to trace back, and once you trace back, then you're like, oh, okay, so you really not black. You look black though. So
Right.
you don't have, man, you don't have to say anything. I tell people, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to identify your race. Because, well, what race are you? Doesn't make a difference. And you can say that.
I'm
You can
I'm
say,
I'm human. I'm the
yeah,
human
just say
race.
I'm
This is
human,
different
and
race. I mean,
that's
I'm
funny because
human.
that shit's been on my Facebook since 2009. I'm human. That's what
I'm
I
I'm
put
I'm
that
I'm
shit.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the shit. I can't pronounce the word. I'll tell you a fucked up question that they asked on um um applications of pretty much all kinds. They ask you like when you go work at a job or you filling out an application for a job, right? What's the point in asking whether you're white, black, Hispanic, or this or that? What's the point in that? So you mean to tell me it matters what color I am for me to get this job at your facility? That's a way for them to slick leg and vet you. Okay, you black. We're gonna push this application all the way to the back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna push this all
Yep.
the way to the back. And okay, you white. We're gonna
And
put
I
your
think
smell
it's for
picture in the
data
front. Okay,
harvesting.
you
I
Hispanic.
always believed that was for data harvesting. Like they would say, we have X amount of percentage of black people working and X amount of percentage of white people work. Well, how do you know? Because they checked the box on here who they are. So if we all checked white, it would say no black people work in America because it's
Somebody
voluntary.
I'm just reading out because I be seeing them questions come up, but I don't be reading them. I see them come up, but I'm going to answer this question right here.
Yeah.
Say, wait, so Paul Bergson is legit? What? I'm completely confused. Yes, Paul Bergson was legit. Y'all were the ones that ridiculed my leader like that. Yes, he was legit. I approved him personally. Watched him for months before I approved him. He was legit in communication with him. Approved his moves that he was doing. Yes, he was 100% legit. The rape case, I mean the sexual offense case that you guys was talking about, not you particularly, but I'm just saying in general,
Yeah.
the public. That case says his charge was gross indecency between a male and female, which means that the male and female were caught having sex outside, some form of sex, whether it was oral or whether it was intercourse, they was having some kind of sex in public. In some states, they will make you register as a sex offender behind that charge. I done had sex outside many a times and even got caught outside having sex. The police pulled up on me in the gas. He just didn't mess with us. I'm in the back seat
That'd
knocking her
be.
down. You
Oh,
know?
I've
So
had sex outside as a kid. Man,
so
I
so
think we
so
all did that.
So people don't know what that means. So when they seen sex offender, oh, here's a sex offender. Say, did you even stop to say, well, let me look up and see what this charge mean before I say he's a sex offender? Because you might have would have realized, damn, I done did that shit too. I'm a sex offender then. I just didn't get caught doing it when I was outside banging my
Yeah,
old lady up or banging my baby mama up
man.
or we was at the
Hey,
park
and
or
I
you know
tell
what I'm
people
saying?
like
Like,
this is Arizona. If you live in Arizona and you own an off-road vehicle, you've had sex outside. We all have sex in the desert. Don't lie
right.
and
They
say you
say
don't. You just don't get caught by the Rangers.
they say they
Like,
say that
no.
he was a gangbanger and this and that. I was a former gang member. Five Deuce
And
Hoover,
see, and that's the part that threw me.
one of the
The
biggest
whole
gangs
gang thing.
in America. You
I
know what
didn't
I'm
buy the
saying? Like
gang
I was
thing. I
former
didn't
Five
buy.
Deuce
If he
Hoover, so
was, he was. If he was, he was. I just didn't buy the gang
like
thing. Like the Black Panther thing, I fucked up on that because I didn't know you vetted him. But the
now
gang thing, I completely.
he was a Pyru blood out there in Compton. I
And
talked to the
he was
Pyru
in
blood. They
Compton, then
love
he
me to
went to
death out there,
Michigan.
man.
He was in Compton,
Yeah,
then he went to
he was
Michigan
he
as a pirate. Because
yes
it
he
never
went to
said he
I
was
don't
in
know
Compton. It just said he was in
I don't
Lansing,
know.
Michigan.
Nah, he was in Compton, and that's where he got put on with the Bloods out there, Pyru Blood. Okay, um, and I talked to a real reputable leader of that particular set. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we cool right now, talking, laughing, everything. Basically, Paul had committed. He pled to an oath called bloodline oath. All right. So within that oath was affiliated with the BG, which is the Black Gorilla family. All right. Um, in the position that they had gave him, which OOG Snell had of the Pyru Bloods gave Paul this position, which was a high-ranking leader, member, or whatever. When Paul took this position, all questions that they would ask him, like the how ones, he was mandatory to ask. From what I'm understanding, what they told me, he was mandatory to ask. He didn't answer them questions. He went to Lancaster, Michigan, and they wanted him to come back to Compton to answer the questions. They told me that Paul said that he was in fear for his life. He wasn't gonna come back. I texted Paul and told Paul this right here. Paul told me that that's not true. That part right there wasn't true, and told me OOG Snell was in the hospital and he couldn't talk or walk around this time that he telling me about. He said he's still in the hospital now, but he was still in the hospital then at that time. So all he just told me, text me back and told me, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I said, man, either way, I still support you, um, regardless of the fact. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be five deuce who, so I don't care nothing about what you got had going on over there. That's solely on you and them. Like you all good over here with me as the Panthers because I love your work. You good. You doing what you're supposed to do with it. And
Yeah.
that's what they was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
Yeah.
putting the truth out about everything that the people was trying to debunk and say about him. It's like when God bring leaders around, y'all ridicule us. You constantly say that you want somebody to come along and lead y'all, but when we come along, y'all ridicule us. You don't support us. You try to find every criticism that you can find in regards to us. You know what I'm saying? Then you constantly holler and say, "Well, we've been played like this here so many times." But
Yeah, exact.
you mean to
BLM, shit.
look?
Don't get me
You
started
mean to
on BLM.
you mean to tell me God don't give you sense of the stern to know which way? He said if you pray to him, he'll give you a sense of the stern. You'll know what's good and what's bad. So that makes me feel like that you ain't intact with God because you don't see what's good and what's bad. Nobody on the face of this earth comes with a squeaky clean record. Only way you come with it, when I say squeaky clean record, meaning that you ain't got nothing in your past that a person might not can't say something to you about.
Oh, I believe it. I
You see what I'm
believe it.
saying?
Yeah.
Like I got a criminal history. People say, well, how you gonna do this here? You got a criminal history. Well, how you gonna run for president? You got a criminal history. Donald Trump ran for president, had 92 felonies, 92 federal felonies.
34, not 92. He
No,
said 34.
when he was running for
Oh, and
office,
yeah, they dropped a lot.
they
Yeah.
had him, yeah, they had him with 92 federal charges. I ain't never seen a person in the history of the United States
Man.
be able to walk free with 92
They
federal
were
charges, man.
scared of Trump because you see what Trump doing now. That's why they scared. He getting all that fraud. He catching all these people stealing all his money. That's what they scared. Like all these protests is a deflection. It's a complete deflection from what's going on. These people are training immigrants how to finesse the system. I mean, these people's having $25,000 on their EBT card. Ain't no black people doing that. I'm like,
If
dude,
I
I ain't never
told
seen a black person with 25 grand on an EBT card.
See, and this is what I want to say. The public, the people cried about not having nobody to stand up for them when the police do these things. Paul come along with his team and he shows you this. You ridiculed him.
True.
You ridiculed
Because
him.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Paul's crazy, but crazy is not normal. When something's normal, it's normal. You fit in. When you crazy, is something that's like what the hell. But him being the way
Right.
he is, got everybody. It's crazy to people that don't understand. We expect normal. We get crazy and be like, oh shit, this is nuts. And then we see the effects afterwards. Everybody's now talking about the Black Panthers. Everything's wide open. Sometimes you got to be a little crazy. Even Seal sang that song. You got to be a little
Right.
crazy. Because if you don't
Right.
have a
You
little
got to.
crazy, yeah, if you don't have a little crazy and you fit in, you assimilate. Once you
Let me
assimilate
say.
to everything and you stick within the confines,
Hmm.
you're falling in line. You got to get crazy and step out of line at least once. You got to get crazy and be like, listen, man, we got to do something crazy because this shit's nuts. We marched with BLM for how long? Since 2013 or 14 was marching with BLM. All them people did was steal money and walk off. They was buying mansions and cars and shit. They never
All right,
prevented a
dude.
death.
Everybody walk
They
on.
only showed up after deaths. They waited till somebody was killed, then they came around. They didn't say we're gonna prevent deaths. I'm like, it's easy to prevent death. Just go to nightclubs. If BLM was at nightclubs every night, we probably wouldn't have nightclub shootings because they would be there to prevent the shootings. They'd be outside with the firearms and everything. Hey, everybody get to their car safely. Everybody get home safely. Wouldn't be no nightclub shootings. Wouldn't be no event parade shoot. Why? Because you got everybody lined up at the fences with the rifles, make sure everybody's safe, make sure everybody's cool, keeping the riffraff out, protecting the community. BLM always showed up after when somebody was dead.
Right,
so if you ain't got nobody, if you don't have nobody there standing with rifles protecting everybody, this and that, guess who's gonna show up? The cops are gonna show up, and that's how people die. Like, if you already got your people there, you don't need the cops. You already got your rifles around.
It's like Martin Luther King. As long as Martin Luther King was talking, I had a dream. Let's eat at the same restaurant with these people. They was peachy fine and dandy with that there. Oh, they made this movement so big. But soon Martin Luther King said, I think I led my people into a burning building. It's no longer the era of revolution. I mean, of civil rights. It's the era of revolution. We going to Washington to get our check. They knocked King off out there because you know why? If this man got the power to move millions of people in a non-violent protest, think of the people that's going to move with him when this man talk about revolution. They coming to get their checks. We can't have that, right? But if he had started out that way, they would have already gave him their respect.
And I did videos on MLK because he was against welfare because he said welfare dumbs our people down and makes them lazy. It creates crime because it keeps people poor, criminals, and it traps them into a system instead of letting them make money and be free, letting them create wealth and be free. It's a poverty trap. And I run a video on that all the time. I always talk about that all the time because people need to understand it's a mentality. Welfare is a mentality that you don't have to try hard because we got you. No, when you know you're going to hit rock bottom, you're going to try hard as hell not to. And you're going to surprise yourself at how much money you make, at how far you can get because you're doing your own thing. You grinding shit out. That's the thing. That's why welfare, even Martin Luther King said, I don't like this. It's a setup, y'all. It's a setup. But I put a Raven comment on there too.
That's what I was just posting. I blew it up to see it. Said, okay, except the stampede of white students clamoring to join the Black Panther Party. Lots of paraphernalia, flags, etc. If that's cool with everybody, so
that's what Paul was saying, man. Paul was like, I don't care who you are. I was like, wait, this ain't the Black Panthers, but he said he's Black Lions now.
So now I didn't see. And I had never seen nobody that's white with a Panther uniform on that was with Paul. Everybody that I seen was black. And I've been asking everybody, where is that at? Because I didn't see that video. I seen a video where he was standing with some lighter people, looked like they was in some type of office or something, but they had on regular clothes. I haven't seen not one of his members that was white. I seen one since he didn't change the name of it to he about the same color as Paul, but he ain't white.
See, so I've seen a few pictures and I've seen like a white lady or something standing in the middle. I don't know if what that picture was, if it was somebody getting a photo op. I don't know what the hell it was.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I can't vouch and say that he had Panthers that was white in uniform. I ain't seen that picture. I ain't seen nobody produce that to me yet.
But see, that's the thing about Paul, man. Paul need to realize the black community, we got a lot of issues we need to resolve with wealth, with education, everything else. We've got to fight. If you want to fight for anybody, just fight for the plight of black people. We can love I support Mexicans. I shop at the Mexican store. I do a lot of Mexican stuff. I buy like oranges. I do everything. All the carne asada. I do all the food trucks. I really support the Mexicans. But when it comes down to it, I want to educate more black. I see a black kid out there. I'm going to super educate him. Ask him, what are you into, man? What do you just teach him how to fix a bike? Maybe he'll start fixing BMX bikes up and selling them for money and shit. I don't know. But I really want to challenge black people to help black people because we so quick to see a black person with something and be like, oh, you got more than I got. I don't like you. It's like hater shit. And that's why, I was like with Paul, we need to like put that microscopic focus. Like, it's okay to have white people around. I mean, my sons both have white. It's okay to have white people around. It's like, but if I'm going to put microscopic focus on something, I know my son is going to be taken care of because his grandparents used to own farmland and they fucking rich as shit. But my side of the family ain't rich as shit. So I'm gonna focus on my side of the family. Like, y'all good. I'm not worried about y'all. It's like,
Like
so
I'm, I'm,
I go to my watch side.
I'm gonna ask your listeners some, your viewers. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask them a question because I was asked this question. I'm gonna give them the answer that I gave.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, say, Rico, name three things that we have benefited, us the people, the black community have benefited from helping other races. I said, okay. Name one thing that we have benefited just by us doing something for each other. Name one thing. And this was a person in the movement. They couldn't name it. They were speechless. I said, I
Facts.
rest my case right there. I said, so now how you
Facts.
gonna expect me to name three things that we done benefited from helping other people's, but you can't name me one thing. So they told me the civil rights movement. But before when they said the civil rights movement, they said it was a couple of white people. I said, stop right there. It was a couple of white people. Now I said, you just asked me for what have we benefited from other people, and I asked you what have we benefited just by us with each other alone. You said the civil rights, and then come back and say it was white people in there. So that means we didn't do that alone, right?
Bingo. He answered his
When
own question. He couldn't
when
name
the
something.
Civil
He
War,
couldn't.
and I'm gonna go. They went back further than the civil rights. They went to the Civil War and said, well, the Civil War was this. It was white people that was fighting with us in the Civil War.
Yep. Yep. The only
It
thing
was
that
white
we've
people that
done,
like what have we achieved as a group of African American people when we join solely together, just us, no other color, no other races? Want me to tell you what I done found that we gained? Drama,
was that that's it.
drama,
And I and
disunity,
I'm
hate,
I'm glad you said
fight,
African American because I was
arguing.
about to say African people because people in Africa and Ghana and places like that, those are all 100% black people, black communities, and they are
Right,
thriving, thriving. I'm
right.
glad you
Like
said
when
African American because when you say African American, we don't treat each
we
other like that.
we we
We
right
want to
here,
tear each other down.
we right here in America, and we can't seem to show any unity, like with the power situation.
Yeah,
The Panthers had no light. They had no light, right? Power
yeah.
came and said what it said. The light came back on. Rather than the organization say, you know what? This is the time for us to unionize and recruit like we need to recruit because the spotlight is back on us. And let's just watch and see how he produces. Then we'll make our decision. You criticize the man off the jump. So when you criticize the man off the jump, the oppressor looking at us like, see, these
And I
niggas still
criticized
ain't
them. I criticized them
these
based
niggas still
on
ain't got it together.
Yeah, and I criticize him based on the videos that I saw without doing my homework to really realize he was truly a vetted Black Panther. But what he probably did with the Pyrus, like I said, that was a whole nother issue and another story that everybody didn't have all the facts on. They just thought he was a Lansing, Michigan Pyru. They didn't know he was from
Right.
Compton. So it was a lot of bits and pieces
Yeah.
missing out that
He from
even
no,
I grabbed the bits and pieces.
he from Lansing, Michigan,
But
but
he moved
he
to Compton.
got down with he moved to Compton and then he became Pyru Blood.
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing. A lot of us we take as podcasters, and you said it yesterday, you said you need to do due diligence. Stop just seeing shit and running with it. And I think this is a lesson for me, but it should be a lesson for all of us that and this is a real good chess move Paul played because he did some crazy shit. But look at where we are right now. I mean, he's making
Right,
all of us kind of look stupid, honestly. I mean, if
right.
you want to, he's kind of he played me too because I took other people's information and put it out there, and without getting all the facts, everybody was grabbing information, and we're all running around just for the content, laughing, and we're like, this dude is nuts. But it's like this dude just put worldwide knowledge on the Black Panthers in a matter of one like conversation. He had one
Right,
video, and now everybody's talking about the Panthers from one video.
right.
That's a serious fucking chess move right there.
And I'm gonna show you something though. Paul got videos where he was out feeding the people every day, clothing the people. The people wasn't talking about that. They was talking about what
No,
he said on this one video about him defending himself if ICE come try to do him something. They focused solely on that. They didn't care nothing about how the people he was feeding, what the community his community, how the people felt about what he was doing. The people was giving Paul praises about the things he was doing. It was the people online that was
that
hating,
didn't
that
get
was giving all the hate. The people
because
in person was supporting him. Online was giving him the hate.
because they wasn't putting the videos online. They wasn't mass producing those videos. They was mass producing the videos that we were seeing. And it's funny because I just did a series on media narrative. And I fell victim of the same shit I told people not to fall a victim of. That's the fun. And it's funny how it works like that. I'm like, I call it the matrix, being trapped in the matrix. And I'm like, if you allow people to just keep scrolling the same shit over and over, it's going to become you. You got to step out of that scroll and go and investigate, go do some research, step out of that scroll. So like I said, this right here, man, it's a lesson for a lot of people. But I think it's also a chance that gives the Black Panthers, like you said, that spark for the recruitment, that spark for the investment, that spark for people to really want to get involved with seeing what are the Black Panthers going to do now from this point forward. What are they going to do? Are they going to show up at nightclubs? So people say, hey, you know what? Every night, we know you guys got security at the nightclub, but as Black Panthers, we're going to send 5-10 of our guys down just to ensure everybody's making it to their car and makes it out okay. Oh, Paul dropped off. Something happened. I think he hit the wrong button. Yes, Paul was bound to get critiqued because historically Black communities, religion got taken advantage of by grifters. I believe that too. Hey, Miss Abby, what's good? Yeah, but nah, hopefully he'll chime back in. I think his link died or something like that. But definitely though, like I said, man, this is a really good interview because I didn't agree with a lot of what Paul said. I didn't, because I'm like, this dude is nuts. He's off his rocker. He's out here talking about shooting cops and doing this and doing that, blah, blah. But then you see the people who he's linked in with and why he's thinking the way he thinks and the rhetoric that he uses. Now, the Safe Line commercial, yeah, I think a lot of people just laughed at that shit like, dude, that was a goof move, man. Nobody's out here doing jingles during a serious situation. Nobody's doing that. So, of course, we all criticized that and laughed at that. But, oh, yeah, it'll be saved to watch later. Definitely it'll be saved. It'll be on the, I'll put it on recently uploaded, so it'll sit right at as soon as you go to my homepage, it'll be the first video. But, man, and I'm one of those people that just truly believes that, you know, what Paul did was it was crazy. It was nuts. Some shit I would never do. I would never say that on camera. But somehow there's good coming out of it. He made like the perfect fuck up. It's like they say with science, and like the best inventions are created through accidents. That's what people say. The best science is through an accident. The best creations are through accidents. Paul accidentally did something, but what can be created out of what he did is more powerful than what anybody can put him down for. We could talk shit about the safe line, safe life shit for the rest of our life. We can laugh at that all the time. But what he has the potential to do, it could be something serious. It could be some. And while Rico's gone, I want to read something. And like I said, I got Rico's information in the description below if you guys want to subscribe to this channel and stuff like that. But I wrote down a list of things that I felt, because I wanted to talk to it with Rico, and I'm pretty sure I will in the future, because like I said, I may not talk to him every single day, may talk once a month or something, because I know he's got a lot on his plate. Oh, here he comes right here. So I know he's got a lot on his plate. There you go. What's good, brother?
It was sad, man. It kicked me out. And they act like it didn't want to let me back in.
Oh, I told you, FBI's on you, man. Them boys is on you. They like shit. They're like, hey, we got Huey's kid.
Before it went out, it's and then I looked and I was off the screen, and so when I tried to get back in there, it kept saying error. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Man, appreciate that, Sly. Yeah, but I was telling people, man, some of the best, science was done through an accident. Some of the best inventions were done through an accident. So Paul made an accident. I think he said something that a lot of us wouldn't have said, because we just not even have the heart to say it. It's just what we wouldn't have said. But his accident led to something greater than us just like laughing at his safe line, safe light shit. We can laugh at that for the rest of our lives. But what can be built off of all of that is way more magnificent. Because like I said, he injected a lot of energy into the Black Panther Party. And I'm sad. Like I said, I watched that video because I talked to you, and then I saw the video after I talked to you. If I would have saw the video before I talked to you, I'd be like, yeah, his ass is out of here. I got him. But after I talked to you, when I saw the video, I was like, damn, man, that kind of break my heart, man. It's like they pushed that dude out. They
Like,
pushed him out without realizing what he was doing. Like he made a mistake, but it's a mistake that probably had to be made because some of the best inventions are created through errors, are created through mistakes. And you can look in history to see how all the things that we've got were created through an accident.
now I'm gonna show you some, and I'm gonna show you something, bro. And this how messed up the people are, though, man. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
I hope with Paul's new chapter that he gets all things that he needs to do and be able to run it how he need to handle. But what I think gonna wind up happening is gonna be that since he changed the name, people not gonna want to support him like that right there because people want to be a part of the Black Panther Party.
I
But
don't
people
think he
still
needs to
gonna,
change the name.
but people
He did
still
it out
gonna,
of emotion, man.
yeah, people still gonna support him. But like basically what I mean, like you see how he was everywhere with the Panthers, right? He was with the Panthers. He was the talk of the Panthers. They ain't gonna talk about
The new
black.
group.
They ain't gonna talk about the new group like that. They ain't gonna
Yeah.
put him in the spotlight like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And it's like, man,
He
and
needs to just make a video saying, because I mean, I'm not even a Black
I
Panther.
want
I
my,
don't even know
I
Paul.
want my, I really, to be honest,
But
man,
I
I
was
want my
kind of
leader.
like, that shit kind of hit me, man. I
I
was
want
like,
my
dude,
leader
he
back.
fucking.
I want my leader back with Black Panther Party. But you know
That's
what
what I'm
I'm saying?
saying,
Come
man.
back
That
to
shit kind of hit me. I'm looking at it
come
like,
to the
that's fucked
21st.
up.
Come to the 21st century Black Panther Party, and like I don't even if you want to put it back to Black Panther Party, I want him back. But I know that he probably won't come back due to the fact because you know what I'm saying how it went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't even have the full details on how it went down because he ain't told me, nor have Avon Dixon told. So
yeah.
I
Because
don't
he
know. All
said,
I know that he wasn't supposed to abandon the Black Panther Party name because I approved it and it's no higher authority other
yeah,
like
because I know, like I said, what he said, and everybody was like, oh man, he put a a target on the back of this and that. I mean, it's true he did, but he made that statement. But everybody in the passion, in the heat of moments, we all make statements. I've called women out of their names in the heat of passion. I've said some heinous shit and I've
right,
apologized for it. Like, I ain't mean to call you no bitch. I ain't mean to do that. I shouldn't have said
right,
that. That was bugged. I mean, I've done it, but I've also been man enough to go and apologize. Like, it was heat of the moment. I shouldn't have called you that. That shit was wrong on my part. I'll take the hit for that. I mean, I'm not a
right,
perfect man. I'll take the hit for that. If you want to say, yeah, remember that time if you want to talk about that shit for the next 2 years, I'll have to remember, yeah, you can remember that time you called me a bitch? Yeah, I remember that. I'm sorry about that. But sometimes we make a mistake in the heat of passion. And I think, when he was doing all this filming, sometimes he get in front of a camera, he gets happy, he gets hyped because he's getting that attention and he
right,
just says things, it just rolls out of his mouth. And now
right,
he's like, you can't take that shit back once it's on camera because now the dude he can
right,
say what he want to say.
right,
And Paul even said that in one of his interviews. The edit is not like that. I didn't say that. He chopped that up. I didn't even say that.
Look, I seen that and I posted on somebody's video. Somebody put that up and say that he was saying in that video that he didn't say that, and they were saying he says chopped up. I said, nah, I'm Huey's son. He did say that. He said exactly what he said, but he didn't make a threat. He said those words, but he didn't
Yeah.
send no direct threat. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
did say those words though. Do I feel
Yeah. And
like he
like I
could have
said,
chose a
and
different choice of words? Yeah.
and how everybody was saying, man, who do you think it is? The 60s? He's talking like the 60s. If you look at Emery Dixon's illustrations, if you look at everything the Black Panthers was, if Paul was really immersed in that, he was from the 60s in his mind. Because every time, when I look
Right.
at Emery shit, there's no way none of his illustrations would be able to be anywhere today.
Let me tell you something.
Please,
When
please.
you hear revolution, listen to what I'm going to tell you, and you're
Let
gonna
me
be
see
able to say,
something.
man, you ain't lying. When you hear these organizations holler or a person holler the pig, they still in the 60s.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm about to see something
You
real
know what I'm
quick.
saying? That ain't been
I'm gonna see if let me see Dixon. I'm gonna say Black Panther. Hold up, because I'm gonna
and my
show.
cousin. Let me see. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up in the screen right here. Let me see if I can pull up in the screen right here, just to show people. Let me see. Let's share another screen. This here, share. All right. So okay, so y'all, so now me and Rico, we on the side, but these are Emery Dixon. This is the Black Panther art here. I mean, this dude, he's got some. Oh, it won't blow up bigger than that. Yeah, it won't blow up bigger than that. But man, hold up.
They just
Let me
have to
see
blow the
something.
screen up. I have to push that. They have
Yeah.
to blow the screen up.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what I just did.
All right, like this. Whoops, damn, that's way too big. Yeah, so this is stuff like this. Like all of his paintings got real thick, heavy black lines, stuff like that. I mean, but most of his paintings got like
This person say
guns.
the name change was
Yeah.
needed. It lessens confusion. It gives him space, and he needs to stay out of the media limelight and need to better educate himself before he puts forth any more statements. So I'm gonna say like what he said is what the 1966 Black Panther Party would say. Now I understand y'all ain't learned this still in the new. So this is what I want to say right here on regards to that. There. Like, was
Yeah.
anybody saying anything when Dr. Khalid Muhammad was running around here talking about kill the white man, kill this here, kill that there? Was anybody saying that when Malik Shabazz was saying kill this here, kill that there? Was anybody saying that there when Farrakhan said that they'll cut the heads off their enemies and send into the FBI and all this right here, and we'll kill the police if they come try to harm us? Did anybody say anything about that?
Yep. Yep. Nobody
You
ever
know,
said nothing
so
about that though.
like so to this person that just commented there right there, like to me, his statements was aligned with the 1966 Black Panther Party. Only to the new generation that came up under the new Black Panther Party with the leadership of Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Malik Shabazz, and Crystal Muhammad. This is where y'all get this here, that other type of teaching from, like this, that, and the other. Because Malik Shabazz and them didn't teach about standing against the government. They taught about just killing white people.
Yep.
Hate the white man. Hate the white man. This is what Dr. Khalid Muhammad was. Hate the white man. Hate the white man. He never really talked about standing against the system of the oppressor, which was the government.
You're
So
right.
that's
And I'm
what I
glad.
think. That's why I think this ideology come from today to why people feel like what Paul said, it was such a, oh, that ain't what the Panthers, and then they say Mike Payne, who the fuck is Mike Payne? He ain't not even a chapter leader. He's not
Yeah.
no national leader.
And see, and what you just said about oppressed people, if you look at Emory Douglas, not Emory Dixon, my bad. I was thinking about Eric. I mean, I was like Aaron of Dixon or whatever. It's like, oops, I mean Emory Douglas. But it's saying Afro American solidarity with the oppressed people of the world. These are the paintings from the 60s. So it wasn't just always black, black, black. They were talking about in solidarity with the oppressed people of the world. Like you said, they were sending troops to Korea instead of
Right.
sending troops with America. They were talking about oppressed people of the world, not only black people. And that's why I say if Paul was really immersed, deeply immersed in, Black Panther culture, it's a lot of things that many of us didn't know that he was really dealing with. Like
Right.
these are all the things that they don't show during Black History Month because it's too strong. Like I said, you are too strong. Shit. And it's like it's some shit you don't show during Black History Month because you don't
Right.
want an uprising. You don't want that really hard. I mean, these dudes got hand grenades in their hand in these paint. Hand grenades. They got rifles and shit. You won't
Right.
see this during Black History Month. This is not what they're gonna show you. And they
As
show
long
you
as you
something way more subtle. They show us subtle
as
stuff during
long as
Black
you
History Month.
as long as we taking protests without picket signs and going out there screaming no justice, no peace, it's cool and peaceful to everybody, even the people that's complaining. That's what, and because that's what they used to seeing. Get out there with your protest sign and you're gonna say no justice, no peace, and march. Like,
Yeah,
well, it ain't that time right now. And we don't care nothing about no marching and all that because what have that really solved for us? I'm not saying people that march they need to stop. I'm saying that it's too many people that march and not enough people that standing on action.
true, true. And I will say I am one of them people. I don't stand on action with it because I'm more focused in on doing something from my end of the spectrum of taking care of the black community, which is educating people, which is helping with finance, which is helping
Yeah,
people
see,
start
see,
businesses. That's what I'm
everybody,
on.
everybody has positions, and I want to make this clear because I got to do a couple of other things. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end it a little bit, but
Yeah,
this what it is. Everybody got their part in the movement. You're gonna need teachers. You're gonna need radio personalities. You're gonna need podcasts to be able to promote your stuff out and get you keep being getting seen. You're gonna need doctors, you're gonna need lawyers, you're gonna need frontline people, you're gonna need people that know how to go and deal with real estate, you're gonna need builders. Everybody got their move in, I mean, got their position in the movement. But everybody trying to be a soldier, not realizing that everybody can't be a soldier. Why? Because soldiers
Exactly.
have to say and do things that others fear to do.
That would be me. I'm one of them
You
people,
know,
and
so
I admit it, bro. I admit it. I tell folks, man. I mean, I'm a person that feels that my intellect, always like trying to get people to build a business, to build wealth, to do something. That's me. Me, running outside with a gun. I mean, I got 3 firearms. I rarely even go shooting. Just like I'm so
like
busy doing business
when
all the
when
damn
when
time, I don't even go shooting. But some
when
people
you
go
run to
shooting every
these
damn week.
when you run to these protesters, right? Say for this person get killed, all right. Panthers or whoever it is, they boot up, suit up, and they go. When you go, after you leave, what was achieved?
There you go.
Did you leave any members there for the family that you claim you went to go support? Or did you take all your members with you once the cameras left? Did you go there and did you get any law changed for that reason that you went? If you went there, did you go there and apprehend the suspect yourselves? Was that the reason why you went? So what was achieved when they go and do these things?
And that's why I did a video yesterday talking about the First Amendment gives us the right to petition the government to change a law. The First
Right,
Amendment gives us that if you don't go there with the intention of changing the law in a constructive way, a destructive way, you can't do it. That's civil unrest. You have a
mm,
right to bear arms, so you can go anywhere you want with a gun. I travel with guns all the time, so you can go anywhere you want with a gun. You have a right to petition the government to change a law. You just can't do civil unrest, which is the act of violence. So if
mhm.
you send a whole group of Black Panthers somewhere with firearms, standing outside of malls, nightclubs, anything else, making sure nobody's, doing smash and grabs during Christmas, making sure nobody's run out of stores with, I mean, can't nobody say anything. The Black
Right,
Panthers are all within the right of the First Amendment because they have the
right,
right to bear arms, and they're changing laws because the laws are saying if you run out of stores, as long as you don't take $1,000 worth of shit, you're not gonna get charged. But who's gonna run out of stores with
right,
a whole group of Black Panthers standing outside with damn machine guns? I'm
right,
like, if I was
right,
Nike, I would be calling the hey. If I was the mall, I would be calling. Hey, can you send about 10 Black Panthers down to the mall this Christmas for us, man? Just because ain't nobody running
right.
outside with no arms or
You
clothes
know
and
what
shit.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's like
They're gonna be
like
like, dude, the Black Panthers at the mall, man. Oh shit.
the Panthers always have, even in my daddy era, the Panthers always have intimidated people. Even when they hijacked New Black Panther Party name, uh,
Yeah.
that they intimidated people. Now, and even in just through over time, that Panther name always intimidated people. Why it always intimidated people? Because look at the ones that found it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Look
mean,
at
if
the
you look
first
at all the art,
organization
just
that's
the
gonna last
artwork,
forever.
I showed y'all the easy artwork. I showed y'all the YouTube friendly artwork. I didn't show y'all the shit with the cops and pigs in uniforms with knives going through with them hanging from like spears and shit. I didn't show y'all the hard shit. That was the easy stuff I showed you. Some of his artwork, you will never see it during Black History Month. You're not, trust me, because they were really, like I said, what Paul did was shocking. In 1966, that artwork was shocking. I think Paul was so immersed into it, he felt like 1960. I mean, even people was laughing like, yeah, man, he going around saying, you dig? I think Paul really immersed himself in the Black Panther. That's why it hurt me so much when he put his patches down, because after I talked to you, I understood why he's saying you dig. After I looked at all of Emery's artwork, after I started looking at all the shit from the 60s, now I see why he moves the way he moves. He don't move like us in 2026.
It
He's
hurt me.
moving like 1966.
It hurt me the most because he put it down. Then it hurt me even more because he didn't. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of support behind him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe it.
And
I
and
believe it.
and and went through a lot supporting him. You know what I'm saying? And for him to just do that like that without no communication to me or none of that, there, like just yeah, that hurt me there. That hurt me there because I feel like that make me look bad because of I'm telling and showing that I'm the leader and that you got to the approval come from me, and here it come you drop the name and and you drop the name and all that there because somebody said something to you that ain't got no power and authority. So that I feel like that made me look bad. That made particular part made me look bad. But luckily, everybody know that what I'm speaking is true. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but it's,
And
it's
the thing
like,
is, you really are contacting these people who are talking about, because
yeah,
I've seen the text messages. Like, people might think you just saying it. No, you are actually contacting the people saying, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And
you know
people
what I'm
like,
saying? Like,
and I think people, they don't understand the strength in how you are in your position as being Huey's son. You are actually contacting people saying, "You know who I am, and if you don't, this is how it should be. This is how the hierarchy works." It's not like
right,
you even threatening people. You're telling people the legit way shit should be. You're trying to
right.
organize
Like,
the troops. You
I'm trying.
organizing the troops.
Like when my dad and them was in Panther, you had 360, it was six of them. That was the national committee, and everything had to go through them. Right, the chapters opening up, this, that, and once. But at first, it was just my dad and Bobby Seale, so everything had to go through them. But once they started expanding, they expanded the national committee part, in which my daddy, Bobby Seale was the chairman. My daddy was the minister of defense, this, that, and other. Okay, so this basically what I'm trying to restore. I'm trying to restore the unity, the policy, and the rules. It's like because the Black Panther Party was originally sky blue, white, and black. Then they went to black and white. Who authorized the color changing of it? Even though I know what the red, green, and black flag stand for, which is the African nation, I can understand it. But at the same time, who gave you the power and authority to just change the name? I mean, change the color and everything, and then just add something on to, like, who gave y'all that type of power? Now you in your feelings because somebody's here that holds that power that can address these situations, and you ain't been addressed about these situations all these years. So you feel like, why now? Because y'all
Yeah,
ain't never had nobody that stand up to you. You ain't had that.
exactly,
Wasn't nobody approaching y'all about doing this, using that, this, and all the elders. They was old. They old now, so you know they can't put up too much of a fight. They ain't gonna try to do no legal battles or nothing like that. There with you, so you feel like just like now I'm speaking. Panthers bagging me. It's, oh man, we ain't paying you nothing. What, I ain't got to, like I said earlier, I ain't got to riff rap with you. I just work that motherfucker, work that pen. You know
exactly,
what I'm saying?
exactly,
Work
exactly,
work work that pen and send it on in the court, and then you receive something, and then you don't have to reply to it. You don't reply to it, then I just confiscate everything. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I'm trying to do fair business, but the whole thing is I'm not trying to do fair business. The alumni doing fair business. Me being Huey's son, I'm enforcing that.
Exactly.
This didn't come from me that they got to pay something. I said this here one time, but they had already been talking about it. So when I said it, I was just the voice of what they was originally already talking about. So now they didn't put it on paper. So I'm gonna enforce what they put on paper. Don't get mad at me. So this is how you do the proper thing. Hey
And
Rico,
I think that's what
we
people
we
are.
we we with the Panthers. This is our part of the leader right here. We need to set up a meeting with the alumni so we can sit down and talk about this. Right? That's how you handle it right there. So I introduce you to them, take you to them, whatever. We all go up there and you sit down and you have a talk with them. They tell you, hey, you can use this right here. You ain't got to pay nothing, this, that, and nothing. That's on you and them. I know one thing. Let me take that off. Let me take this chapter here off my list because why? They ain't got to pay nothing. You see what I'm saying? But
Yep,
what I'm
yep.
understanding, everybody that uses Panther, Black Panther Party must pay a 15% usage fee. No
And
matter
that's right
whether
in
you're a
every
new Black
organization.
Panther Party, whether you're an old Black Panther Party, if you're using Black Panther title, logo, merchandise, or whatever the case, you got to pay. This comes from the head ones in Oakland that started this. Well, not started, but they still push the the history of it and still alive today to call certain shots. So this come from them. This don't just come from Rico. This just me saying, hey, y'all gotta pay. I've been thinking that anyway, y'all need to pay, but this order comes directly from them. So don't get mad at me because it's an
Yeah,
enforcer around. I have been asked people say, well, how you gonna enforce it? This, that, and that. But however means necessary.
exactly. If I got to pull
You
rank,
know,
I'll pull rank. Yep, yep. Make
right.
phone calls to pull rank.
You know what I'm saying? Like by any means necessary. Like
Yeah,
the,
and right here,
but the whole
Marvetta, she
point is
said,
to get order back.
yeah, something like she said, in respect to Mr. Dukes, is he on the same level as Fred's son?
What she mean by when she said I'm on the
Fred,
same level as Fred's son?
because his dad co-founded it too. Like
No,
y'all, both of y'all
no,
dad co-founded.
no. Fred Hampton Sr. never co-founded any part of the Panthers. Fred Hampton Sr. was the chapter leader and chairman of the Chicago chapter. It was only two founders of the Black Panther Party, Huey
It's
P.
Bobby
Newton,
Seals.
which was my daddy, and Bobby Seale.
Yeah.
Later on, David Hilliard came in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, when my daddy ran to Cuba, he made Elaine Brown the head of the Panthers at that point in time. But the founders, it wasn't but two founders, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. Fred Hampton Sr. has never been a founder of the Panthers. He was only a chapter leader of the Chicago, Illinois chapter. So, to answer your question correctly and politically, he's on the same line of lineage, meaning that he's the son of a chapter leader that was part of the Panthers. I'm the son of the founder of the Panthers. Does he have the authority that I have? No. If that's the question that you're asking, no, he don't have the authority. He only have the authority where he can open up chapters in Chicago, the whole state of
Okay.
Chicago. He can open up chapters. He don't have the power to advance. And this was the thing with Paul. Paul didn't have the power to advance chapters all across the country. He only had power to control and advance chapters in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So him going to Baltimore and here and there and then here and there, like he wasn't a national chairman of the Panthers. So he didn't have that power to just open up chapters like that, which you see, that's why they didn't open up like that. You see, so he
Yeah.
didn't have that power to do that there. Like nobody has that power, not even Fred Hampton. The only person that has that power is me.
Now,
Because
somebody else is
why? I
asking,
feel with
what's the relationship with the OG East Coast Panthers like Bullwhip?
OG
I've
East
never.
Coast Council Bull with. Who was that? I ain't never
Yeah, I
heard of
never
that.
heard of that. OG East Coast Panthers. They don't even use Black Panthers. They just say OG East Coast Panthers. They don't even say Black
I
Panthers.
ain't never heard of them, so I can't get it. I can't
Yeah,
get it.
I
If
know.
that's
Then
something
Sly
I
said.
don't know.
Then Slide to Roy says, can you do a quick rundown of the legit way to become a Black Panther party? Like how
Legit
can
way, if you want,
basically, yeah, if you want to
if he's
start
speaking of
one.
a, yeah, I was just gonna say if he's speaking of a member or a chapter. In order to have your chapter in your state, you must first have 5 members already. Your work must be seen to the public. Like, because let's say, for instance, you want to open up a chapter in New York. I'm not in New York, so how can I see your work? You see what I'm saying? How can other people see your work? How can other Panthers see your work if we not there? So I need to be able to visually see your work of what you're doing, and you must know the 10-point program. That's just for consideration of a chapter. Now, once you are considered for a chapter, you go through the approval process. And once you go through the approval process, you must come to Fresno, California to train on our 200 acres of ground. So if you got your members, we're gonna say you got 5 members, you bring your 5 members and you come train. The training officer will be my second cousin, Demario Newton. That's who that's my minister. Well, I ain't gonna say that's my minister. That's the next in line under me. That's who, if I was to bag away of something, that's where all the orders will come from, which would be my cousin Demario Newton. That's who I have given the position to be able to take care of everything. Demario Newton. He is also a federal officer of Homeland Security. He has gun licenses. He's a gun instructor, many other things. So yes, we are very, very official, and Homeland Security knows thoroughly about us. Yes, they do.
Oh, I've seen all the federal numbers. I've seen all the numbers. That's the thing. You show me everything. I've seen the numbers with the names under it, with the licenses and the departments of justice. I've seen all that shit. So, and that's what because we're in the era of clout chasers. We're in the era of bullshitters. And when somebody real come to the stage and you stand on truth, you stand on facts, you stand on paperwork, it's a shock to the system. And I think, that's what Paul was, a shock to the system.
matter
You
of
were a
fact,
shock to the
uh,
system.
matter of fact, if you could drop the link, he might be in the audience. If you could drop the link, he probably come up, because I told him I was gonna be on the show, and I was gonna mention his name so he can come in and give you
Hey,
kind of a
Paul, if you're out there,
rundown
let
on
me
it.
know. I'll drop the link, Paul. If you're out there, man, let me
No,
know. I'll
my cousin Demario, he might be out
oh,
there.
Demario. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. If he out there, yeah. But see, that's the
Uh,
thing, though, man. And And like I said, I'm glad you are, because a lot of people are misconstrued. They're divided. We don't quite understand the layout of the Black Panthers because it was broken up back in the 80s. They broke it up. They wanted to put it underground. They didn't want it to get the black mind and to empower it. They wanted to make sure they kept everybody nice and docile and, assimilated. And this is what we're going to do, which is not a bad thing. But also with the fact that you've created a whole nother government, and you have to legally legit do that. And then you have a homeland, Haiti. You legit legally did that. That is something that not a lot of people would even go so far as to do on paper with documentation to allow dual citizenship. And you can apply for citizenship. So once you apply for citizenship in your government, the United States government, you can have two different passports. You can say, well, here's my passport. And you can not even travel on a U.S. passport, but you can travel on a whole different passport.
They fit true passport. Like I'm in the process right now, but I gotta get the proceeds together. They want to charge $300,000 for me, for They Fit Truth to have their own DMV system, meaning where we issue our own license plates, our own ID cards, our own driver license, and it will also be integrated with the U.S. government system, meaning that when the U.S. government run your plates, that it automatically come up through their system what government that you're registered to, your car's registered, all that there. So
almost like diplomatic immunity. That shit's crazy.
They want $300,000 for that. There, I ain't.
But they giving $2 million on GoFundMe's for these people out in the streets, man. If the black community just could trust and just know, because with BLM, everybody got played. But with you, like I said, it's way more legit than that BLM shit. And if black Americans knew, if we put forth our money towards a system that we knew was for us and was legit going to be using the right way, like you ain't going to pull up tomorrow in a Bentley on everybody. You're going like, no, I really got the system up and running. This is really what's going.
Right.
Everybody's getting played by pastors. Everybody's getting played by these fake groups and everything. Because the moment people donate, this person got a brand new SL 500. Like, what the hell just happened to our money? Oh man, I can't.
This what I feel like. This what I feel like. I feel like that because you got to remember that people before the donations, people had things that was making them money. So let's say, for instance, if you say, like, we're gonna use Dr. Umar for example. Dr. Umar said that he was getting donations for a school, but yet we never seen the school.
That right there, man. You see a building, but you never see.
but he was always going on trips and this, that, and the other, and woo this here. And 10 years passed and still no school. So people got, so now if you say you're gonna have a school and then you get this school and you got a Mercedes, people ain't gonna say nothing to you about that Mercedes. But why? You got this school is what you was asking for money for.
Exactly.
You got this school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
So it's like, I think people get mad at the point of donating money and they never see the fruits of what they're donating for. They putting into the tree, but ain't no fruits never coming out this tree because they ain't never been able to see the tree. The tree don't never grow. But they putting all the water and seeds in there, so but ain't no tree growing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that be the problem there. Like you can't paint the people a line picture and then expect them not to feel some type of way when they find out it's a lie. So I believe that in my heart, by me serving Yahashua, which is, y'all call him Jesus Christ, I call him Yahashua if people name. So by me serving Yahashua, I feel like some people call him Yahshua, you know what I'm saying? But by me serving him and having my faith in him, it's against me to and against his will for me to paint a picture to you that's not true.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna get this Hawaii question right here. Is what's your message to the young adults who are conditioned to oppression? Like, how can they not live off of fear or rely on assistance? Like, how can and learn how to achieve for themselves? Because that's basically what we are. Like I said, the welfare system is like that. It's got people in fear of getting off of welfare and living for themselves.
Well, I got it since she asked this question. That's pretty much a female, right?
No, I think it's a guy. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. To young adults who are conditioned to oppression. Yeah.
Okay, so this what the thing is. The first thing what we got to get back to is the household, right? Mm-hmm. The household, in order to teach the younger generation the right way and give them fear and courage, it has to be a balance between male and female. If a child really never sees a male or has a male role model, a male that guides them, that child gonna have a lot of female tendency ways. So it's not gonna be that 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 energy, that masculine energy that's needed to be able to stand without that fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the teachings is different. Mama teach to behave and obey the law. Daddy teach behave, but don't let nobody push over you, even if it is the law.
Hmm.
So it
Yeah, I believe
basically what
that.
I'm saying is those two things are needed in there in order for the child to have the stabilization that they need in order to grow up into this future without having fear. So the teaching starts at home. The teaching starts at home, right in your own household, of teaching your child the truth. The first thing to teach your child the truth, you got to stop lying to your child saying that it's a Santa Claus when you know that you go out there and make all that hard earned money, but
That
you
part
want.
right there.
So you can't be mad at the oppressor for telling your children lies when you lie to your children every day. You lied to them about the tooth fairy, the Easter bunny, Christmas. You ain't never told them the truth about none of that. But you mad at other
Yeah.
people for lying to them. You lie to them all the time.
Yep. I
So
learned it wasn't Santa Claus in third or fourth grade. Yeah, I knew my
yeah.
aunt was buying all that shit. I was like, oh, Aunt Mary
So
bought
so
all of
so
this
so
for it.
so basically, people say, well, you want the child to be happy. And this and that. The child don't give a damn whether it's a Santa Claus or not. They just want them presents.
That's
So
it. So why
if you
lie?
tell them, tell mama, tell daddy what you want for Christmas, and I might get you that if you be good. If you don't be good, I might not get you that. You just see what you get on Christmas. Tell me what you want
Hmm.
though, and I see how good you be to get if you can get all these things. Why paint a lie that a Santa Claus gonna drop down out of their chimney and give them? You ain't even got no goddamn chimney. What you got to keep in your door? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we can
Like
just walk through the door or whatever. I saw him walking out the house last night. Man, that was a thief. That wasn't Santa. Ain't no damn Santa.
right,
Like,
right.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, basically, that's just what I mean right there. We got to first get back to the truth of our children before we can even begin to try to have them stand without fear. It's gonna be hard for any child to stand without fear when all their life they've been told a lie,
Yeah, true.
and
It has to
and the
be, man.
lies start from us.
Yep. And that's what my son, man. I'm always on him. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Abby. Great interview. And that's the thing about my son, man. I tell him all the time, you know, I work hard every day. Every day. Anything you want, I'm the provider of it. But you see me work. You've come to my offices when I was corporate. You see me under cars when I'm changing out transmissions. You actually see how I make money. You know that it takes
Right,
hours for me to do this shit. You've never seen me just go, okay, let's go to the ATM and get money. It ain't that quick. You
right.
seen me
I
take
ain't.
2 or 3 days to change the transmission. You seen it.
I'm not finna give. I'm not finna give now another motherfucker. I'm out here busting my ass to try to get you this shit. Then I give old fairy tale motherfucker the goddamn
Exactly.
joy, and
Just
like he
walking
done
up
came
like
through and saved the whole year for you, and you man, hell no.
that shit. I be
Shit.
like, no. I was like, man, I got to do
Where's
another
this? Look,
transmission. That's another 3, 4 days of work,
where's
man.
this? Where's this Santa at when it's time for bills to be paid and food to be put on the table for you? He only come around once a year, huh? Like,
Yeah,
no, man, don't lie to your children. Then
exactly, exactly.
they'll know the truth.
Hmm.
They'll know the truth.
Man,
But
I'm telling you.
on a more political term, in the question that he asked, is that we got to educate them. We have to
Yeah,
educate them where the system won't educate them. We have to stop saying that we so busy. This is what the government do. They place these burdens on you so you won't have time to teach your children. So guess what? When you send your child to school, they teaching your child what they want your child to know. They're not teaching your child to know what's going to benefit your child within their culture. So that's
yeah,
up to us and the village. It takes a village to raise a child. Won't no mama, single mama and daddy be able to just raise that child alone. It's gonna take grandparents, uncles, aunties, the next door neighbor, the neighbor across the street. Everybody gonna have to raise that child and guide that child right. Then that child can grow up strong without fear to be able to stay.
yeah. And see, and that's the thing, and I know a lot of my friends out there, they do a lot of, home, almost like homesteading. They do a lot where they take care of themselves and things like that. And if we don't get into that education, you don't have that foundation of trust. Like, I trust myself. I know I can go live out here and trust when you don't know anything and you always got to go get information from somebody, you don't have trust. When you say, I don't care if my car break down, I can fix it. I ain't worried about that shit breaking down. People go to junkyards or they go to an auction to buy broken cars because they got the education to know how to fix it. But you go say somebody else, hey, I'm gonna sell you this car. Oh man, the check engine light is on. I don't want to buy it. Somebody else gonna say the check engine light is on. I'll buy it because they know how to fix it. Is knowledge up here. Knowledge is gonna give you so many levels to where you won't see constraints. And that, I'm all about that. Like, I buy cars with blown transmissions. I buy cars with engine rattles and because I know I could just swap the engine out. I'll go down and get a new engine from the pick apart and just drop it in. Now it's all better. I do it all the time. But people who don't have that knowledge, they're scared. They be like, "Oh shit, man, I don't want to buy this car, man. That the transmission's slipping." I'll be like, "It's just clutch packs. That's it. It's just a clutch pack, bro. And that's just like $170. We can save like 6-7 grand off this car for $140 worth of clutch packs."
Right.
It's like shit.
We got to teach our kids, man. We got
That's
to teach
what it
them how
is,
to
man.
homestead. We got to teach our children how to. First, we got to get land and chickens and horses and cows and pigs and things of this nature. Here, we got to put our children back into the field of being able to survive for yourself. Because
Man, I'm glad you're talking like this, man. That's how I am.
The food, they stop supplying food. 90% of people gonna die because they don't know how to go out there and get no food. They don't know how
Georgia
to
Stones.
They don't know how to skin no chicken. They don't know how to gut up no pig, and they don't know how to do none of that. So all they know is to go to the stove. The food in the stove. If it ain't in there, I go to another stove. Well, what you gonna do when they say, you know what, we tired of y'all. We just ain't gonna even get no food to the stove. Defend for yourself.
That's
don't know
why
how to
Bill
defend
Gates
for
owns
yourself.
all that farmland. Bill Gates buying farmland for what reason? To control the food supply. Because when you look at the Georgia Stones, they want to leave 500 million people on this planet. That's it. They want to leave 500 million, according to the Georgia Stones. But if you can eat, you won't be dead. If they just stop feeding everybody and say, hey, man, we're going to whittle this down to 500,000. Anybody who's self-sufficient, you will be able to fish, cook, eat, build shelter. You know, you will be on your own. You won't have to rely on that system where they turn off the spigot. They stop shipping food. They stop filling grocery stores. They stop farming. It's okay because you do all that yourself. I mean, I've been looking at these videos about this thing called Rufus the Bull. So I watch Rufus the Bull all the time. This guy has a farm. Him and his wife have a farm. I be watching beekeeping videos. They got, different ways how to keep bees so you can produce honey. You need bees. Bees do a lot more than what people think. They help your crops out.
Bees keep the world turning, man. Without
That's
bees,
it.
we wouldn't be here, bro.
Because no cross pollination. Plants wouldn't grow. So you need bees just to get plants to grow. Plants or what feeds animals and shit like that. I be watching beekeeping videos, man, because I be seeing them with the little smokers and shit walking around. I'm like, dude, I want to learn how to keep bees. So this lady was telling me they got this all-contained beekeeping system, and I'm like, because I'm not scared to get stung. It's a damn bee sting. I don't care, but I'm willing to get stung so I can have my own bees. Because if I get land, they got to help my land. You got to grow shit. So I tell folks, beekeeping. That's the first thing you need to learn if you ever get a farm. You need bees, and you go from there. Yep, bees keep us alive. But people don't even think of that. People want to go to the store. They just want to go to the store. They don't care about growing stuff.
They're the source of life.
Yep. And that's the thing, and that education right there is as simple as it sounds. It's stuff that's glossed over because we want to have, 30-inch rims. We want to have Louis Vuitton and Chanel. But you tell a kid, you should start trying to look at keeping a small beehive. Get you a queen bee. You can buy a queen bee and you can buy, a hive. And why would I want to do that? I want to go get Louis Vuitton. Because they don't understand. Bees are going to keep you alive. Louis Vuitton won't.
I'm gonna make a prime example of, and to clarify and bag what you just said. When I was in the streets, right, I wasn't the type to. Now, I ain't never saying that I ain't had a flashy car. I done had a couple, like 2 or 3 of them that was flashy. You know what I'm saying? But I always liked a car that everybody was driving. You know what I'm saying? And it's just plain, run good, and this and that. I wasn't the type to flash to ride around and sell drugs all day long. Why? Because now the police gonna know the car that I'm in. I got a flashy car. I'm riding around with my drugs around. I always believe in being low key. If you don't think that I got that, I don't got to worry about you trying to rob me or trying to come snake me because you think I'm just a little crumb bomb. Not knowing that I was supplying the city. And my city of vouch for this. I was supplying the city. You know what I'm saying? Pounds of weed, cane, everywhere. I was supplying the city, but people that didn't really know me only thought that, oh man, he don't sell them. He can't do no. He'll sell you like an ounce or something at the most, and not knowing you call me for 40 pounds, I'll bring it to your front door. You know what I'm
In a
saying?
truck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it was like I ain't never been that flashy type. Basically, what I'm saying, like you have to sacrifice. So that means that don't send your child to school so much. Teach your child at home.
Facts.
Now, people say, well, you got to teach you got to send your child to school. No, you don't. Your social security number is voluntarily. You don't have to have no social security number. But if you don't have your social security number, then you can't get your Medicaid. You can't get no lights. You can't get no water. You can't get no gas. Because why? They
Yep.
didn't integrated that social security that you're going to need that social security to get that gas, electricity, and water. But it is not a crime that you have to have a social security number. That is
Nope.
voluntarily. They just
And I'm
don't
a
give you no government amenities without that social security number.
And I'm glad you said that because you own your own government. Do you know Native Americans don't have social security numbers? We live on
Right,
reservations all in Arizona. It's a lot of
right.
dealerships won't even sell. They won't sell cars to certain Native Americans because once the Native American gets that car on their lot on their property, you
It's
can't send a
there.
tow truck to get it if they don't pay it. They're in sovereign
It's
land.
there.
The social security number traps you in American systems. You have
Right,
your own
right.
government. If you were to buy a car and I was to use your government for me to buy a car, I can park my car right here and America couldn't touch it because it's bought up under the government that you institute.
Brought up
They
on a
fear truth
basic.
government. They fear
I'm gonna
truth
tell you what
government.
happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me one time. Right out here in Texas.
Bam.
I had a
Marvetta
car.
got it. Collateral. That's it.
I had a car. I registered my car up under my government. Right. This was the first car I had got. I registered up under my government. So one day I'm riding. I'm coming down the street. So when I come down the street, I look in my rear view. I see the police behind me. I started laughing because I seen him on the computer read my tags, and I'm laughing. I'm dying to wait for when it comes through his system, man. I'm sitting at the red. I'm sitting at the red
Motherfucker
light.
like government
Look, I'm sitting.
official.
I never forget. It was a white boy. I'm sitting at the red light. I'm looking in the rearview mirror. So when the light turned green, I pull on off. He get behind. He's still behind me. He looking at the tag. So by the time we got up the street to the next light, he jumped out from behind me. I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, you just seen the motherfucking tags come up."
Yeah,
He pulled up on
yeah.
the side of me, and he just looked at me. I looked at him. I looked at him and did this here. And he looked at me. He thought, and he was just sitting staring at me. I started laughing and kept
He's
on
like, who is
because I
this? A
knew what.
motherfucking
Yeah,
you a king or
because I
some
knew.
shit? How you got a
I
government plate?
and see, and what fucked his head up was this shit is reading in our system, so this is real. So I had registered my car through their system. Now I ain't got my own DMV system. I registered my car through their system. I just registered it up under our government. They feel truth. So when the tags
Yep.
read back, they see that this they feel truth. Y'all don't need to be fucking with us. We
Yep. Oh,
above your
because
pay
I pick
grade,
up people
homie.
on a reservation all the time. Man, it be cars on a reservation with no license tags on it, and people be driving these nice ass Dodge Rams with no license plates because they're on sovereign land. A lot of them got license, but I've seen the ones without. They don't have to abide by American laws on sovereign land. When I'm on the
Right.
reservation, I go the speed limit. When I'm in America,
If
I'm doing whatever. I be speeding and all kind of
if
shit on the
you are
res.
wanted,
I drive slow as a mother.
if you are wanted for something, right, or you did something, all you guys go through. If you can go and get in on your Indian reservation, you'll be safe for the rest of your life because they can't come invade the
They
Indian
can't touch you.
reservation. They
Once
got
you
to
go
get.
up under the bridge, I
They
can
got
be
to
I
get.
could be riding in Phoenix in Mesa. Once I go under the bridge, I go to speed limit because if I get pulled over by res cops, there I don't have any American protection. They could lock me up right there for going 5 miles over. They can
Right,
go lock me. I have no American protection. I
right,
can't just say, "Oh,
right.
you got to get a res attorney." I mean, it's so much there. Their own
Right.
sovereign
Look,
government.
they got everything themselves. They got their own jails and
And
everything.
that's why I tell people the fact that
When
you
they take
had
you to
your own
jail,
government, when you showed me that you had, I was like, he did it. He did it.
like
Like a lot of
like
people don't know they can do that.
I still got a long way to go, like for we getting everything in line. But the whole point of it is formed, is here, it's in motion, it's well known. Um, we do have some things that's already going, like processing service and things of that nature, right there. Like
Yeah.
we can serve your papers, or we can get your papers served. However, we were ABC Legal, which is the biggest processing server in the country. We partner with them.
Yep.
Um, So we do have certain things that's already up and going and running. Before it's like the physical structures of things, it takes money. So I got to be able to get people aware and alert about this right here, get them to join, get them support, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got to build up revenue for it so we can get all these other things. So that comes in time. Anytime with a government ain't built overnight, so it comes with time.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you're doing this podcast, because hopefully, like I said, other people are going to grab some of this. They're going to have your information in the descriptions. Hopefully, they even put your information, because people need to familiarize themselves with you, who you are, what you're doing, what you stand for, because the donations will come. When they see you legit and
Right.
what you're really doing, the donations will come. And
Right.
for people that are
I,
like I said, that whole BLM thing, it tricked people. It's got people so apprehensive to donate because it just popped up on the scene like, give us your money right now. We got to go over here because they
if
just killed
you
somebody.
like if they wanna see what they feel truth about, they can find out more information at TFTF government.agency.
So T.
TFTF government.agency. The TFTF is for They Fear Truth Federal, and then you got government, all one word, then you got dot agency.
Okay, I just put in the chat right here. TFTF. They Fear the Truth Government Agency. That's it. And
You
there's
put the
no
wrong
dot com.
thing. Yeah,
What's
you
that?
got it. TFTF. Yeah, you got it. That's it right there. That's
Yeah,
it right there.
TFTF Government dot Agency. All right.
Yeah. And you
And like
type
I
that
said,
up, it'll pull
and
you
I
right up.
think
It'll take
the
you
fact
to
that the Black Panthers are in the spotlight right now, so this is a good time for everybody to start doing their research to see how can we get involved in a movement. Even if I'm not like in it every day, at least I want to say, hey, you know what, man, I got to spare 50. Let me donate $50 real quick, man, just to get it out the way. Just people like
yeah,
that, because
also
there's things that need to be done, and everybody wants to sit around talking about. Like I said, I'm not out there with no rifle, but if somebody says, hey, man, at least you want to, give to somebody who's willing to build something that you're not even willing to do yourself. I mean, there's people who build houses. What do? We hire them to come build a house because I'm not willing to build a house by myself. If
right,
somebody's willing to
right,
build an institution that's going to protect you, protect your rights, protect your life, if you hire somebody to do it, hey, guess what? The Black Panthers will do it. So you got to hire them to do it. How do you hire them? By donating, by contributing, by making sure they
right,
exist. That's it.
right.
I mean, we pay people to build cars. I ain't build no car. I go pay Chevy, and I say, hey, how much? Oh, I want $32,000. Cool. But yet, for the Black Panthers, they say, hey, man, just give me $50. I'm like, all right, cool. $50 is cool with me.
Right,
Like, I'll
right,
donate
man.
50. It's 32,000 ain't doing shit for me. It's putting me in debt. But if I say, hey, man, here's
We
$50, man, good luck.
we say that we don't have nothing, right? If we had 100,000 people, let's say we had 100,000 people, and them 100,000 people donated $1 one day, that's $100,000. In
Yeah,
7 days, that's $700,000. In 14 days, that's $1.4 million off donating $1 a day in 14 days between them 100,000 people. See, we got
that's facts.
we got $1.4 million in 14 days off that $1. But now, if we say, well, hey, I want to take my money out of here, everybody want their money out of here. Everybody don't have but $14 individually. So the moral of the story is we stronger together than we are separated. So
Facts.
if we got $1.4 million that we done generated out for 14 days by putting $1 up each day, then now we got $1.4 million. We can go buy us 1,000 acres of land or 500 acres of land, and we can do that same thing again in 14 more days. We got another $1.4 million. Now we want to pay for some construction to go down on this land that we got going on. So, well, how we doing this here? Because okay, so where we gonna get that money from? We all get money coming in. So you mean to tell me that we can't put $14 up 2 weeks, 100,000 people to constantly have $1.4 million every 2 weeks? That means we now we what we doing? We creating a budget for ourselves within a two
Yep.
week span. So we know every 2 weeks we gonna have $1.4 million that we can go and do something with and build our community up. But in first to learn that there, first us to get there, we gotta have unity. Because let me tell you what the thing gonna be. Who gonna hold the money? Who gonna keep the money? Who gonna keep up with the money? Okay, we put it in a bank to where we can't touch this money. We can't touch this money, and it got to be a majority of a vote that's gonna be able to get the money out for a particular cause. And say for instance, 100,000 people, the majority of the vote wins, or the majority of the vote say, well, we gonna build a school with this $1.4 million. That's what exactly gonna be done. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
Yep.
ain't nobody take no money out of there without a majority of vote win. Nobody, once it goes in there, it's in there unless the majority of vote come. And this will be the contract that will be set up with the credit union. Well,
But
I
see,
don't
and
trust
that's
banks, I
what.
don't trust credit unions, and well, you ain't trying to make no real move because you don't trust the people that you're trying to do it with. You don't trust the banks, you don't trust nothing. You don't supposed to trust nobody. Give it a chance, give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we gonna do something, we have to drop this. Oh, I don't trust this, I don't trust it. Okay, well, let's just try this here and see.
And that's what charter schools actually do, because I used to be a finance manager for a charter school. So exactly what you're talking about, how people put in money to buy a school and build a school, tax dollars can actually build you a school. So if you buy the land, you can have the school built with the loan, but then the loan could be repaid back by government funding to fund the school based on how many kids you got. So you basically get a school and the land for free. Charter schools do it all the time.
Right,
I'm the
right.
finance person that does it. So people don't realize that you can have a school and land for $0 and 0 cents over the life of you owning it because government dollars are funding it all. It's crazy how that
Right.
works. But another guy here says, Huey, he says what? Huey wrote books. Can you imagine him writing a book? That's funny. They said, can you imagine him writing a book? They don't even know you already wrote a book.
I wrote a couple of books.
Exactly. This is funny. He says, Huey wrote books. Can you imagine him writing a book? This sounds like the same pipe dream nonsense. It's like, you already wrote books. Because I saw your one book that you wrote. And he said, Huey had a PhD. He called his dad doctor. He said Dr. Huey P. Newton. He said that. He knows his dad's a doctor. He ain't stupid.
To answer his question, it's a philosophy that integrates radical social change. So, I mean, if you don't understand what radical social change is, this is exactly what I've been sitting up here talking about the whole time. Pull your money out of the system. That's a radical social change. Build your own government. That's a radical social change. Build your own hospital. That's a radical social change. Go stand up against the police and not let the police kill the people in your community. That's a radical social change. So
Yep. Yep.
sometimes when you think that people don't know stuff, you might just, before you try to criticize, you might need to just ask the question rather than trying to put a slick cap criticizing within the question. You see what I'm saying? Like, I heard what he says. It's the same pipe dream and this, that, and none. Like, it's no pipe dream. It's just it's a solution to those that want to solve a problem. It's a pipe dream to those that are cowards and don't care about the problem that exists right now here today, but you constantly complain about it. So to you, it would be a pipe dream, but to those that want to really make a change, it's a vision.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Now he's saying not another Umar Johnson imaginary. Yeah, I don't know who this. I think this dude's a troll. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ban you off my channel, man. I think you a troll. You gonna go hang out at another channel. I don't like that. I'm a very
What he at?
respectful. No, he was talking about, oh, you sound like another Dr. Umar Johnson. He just talking a lot of shit. I don't like people like that. You gotta, man, some of these people get
He
on
say
YouTube,
he
they ain't
say
got shit else to do.
he say
They
he
got,
say that he said that I will sound like another Umar Johnson. I don't
yeah, but
recall asking for any money.
exactly. I'm the one talking about fucking money. And because
I'm giving
I'm an accountant. I
scenarios.
talked about money, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm
see, this is
I'm
the thing.
giving scenarios
I don't like
about
trolls
like
that want to get attention in people's chats. They do this shit all the time. They bounce around. These are inadequate motherfuckers that try to get attention in people's chats, and they bounce around you. I never even saw that dude before. You don't even know me, so kicking you off my channel don't mean shit to me. I don't even
but
know
it
that dude.
but you
I don't
don't
like that,
see
man. It's
this
a
how
disrespect. I've been on
but
YouTube for a long time. I never disrespect nobody's live streams. I don't do that because I'm built different. I don't do that shit. If you
you
want to
have to
disrespect somebody, do that shit on your own. Don't come over here doing. I don't like that. It's
like
disrespectful.
publicity is I look at
Exactly.
publicity
Block
as
ban.
publicity.
Block ban. That's what I do.
I look at it like publicity is publicity, and you're gonna have some people like that. And with me trying to run for president, these type of things gonna happen. So I got to be able to address these things when they happen and address them in a professional, political matter. But also at the same time, it destroys the person that tried to ask the ignorant question.
That's it. And I tell folks all the time, man, I'm one of those people, man. It's like I gotta be around intelligent people. I gotta be around people with ideas, with new ideas, ideas that I don't even think about. Because if I'm only around people that got the ideas I think about, then I might just hang by my damn self. You've got to
Right.
hang around people that got totally different ideas than you got to open your mind to start bridging gaps between ideas. Because that's where
In
the
order,
truth is in between the ideas.
in order to grow and get to a higher place, you gotta be around people that have grew past you and are in bigger places than you. So that'll give you motivation and want to seek the knowledge to be able to get to that place where they're at. If you
Man,
always with somebody that's at the bottom of the barrel, there's no motivation for you to be
dumpster
able to try
diving.
to get to the top of the tree. You know
And
what I'm
see, and I
saying?
tell
Like,
people all the time, I give so much props to all my financial bosses, the CEOs, the CFOs, the people who educated me, because I hung around them. I didn't hang around people that was lower than me that didn't know shit, because then I would never grow. I'm reaching
right.
for sunlight. I'm not reaching for soil. I'm
The
growing out of
object
the soil. So
the
it's like I
object is
need,
to grow.
yeah,
And
and
in
that's what
order
it
to
is,
teach
man.
our
I'm
people,
always
we
looking at smart people or people who just think different, so I can open my mind.
it's gonna be hard for us to go to our people and tell our people to, hey, come on in and do this right here and do this right here. But you ain't got. It's like trying to tell a young man to stop selling dope when he making $10,000 a week, but you ain't came to the table with now form of way to show him where he can make that $10,000 a week legally. He
Bro,
gonna
you
listen to
just
what you
said
said. It's gonna go in one
you
end after other. Like you ain't putting no money. You ain't putting this 10 grand in my pocket. But if you go to him and say, hey man, look, you out here
but
risking your life, this, that, and the other for this here. Let me show you something. Let me show you how to come build this house right here. And now you can charge $50,000 to build this house right here. You taught him something to do. Now he see it and he'll take that and
but
lead that and learn that and work that right there. But with a pipe dream, is selling a person something like coming to a person telling them, hey man, you need to get out of the store and stop selling dope to your people. But you ain't got nan other avenue for them to make no revenue.
what you just spit is one of my favorite Andre 3000 verses. I play it all the time. It says, how can you tell this man that selling dope is a sin when the real sin is you not telling this man other ways to win?
That's
Andre
real,
3000
man.
said that. Andre
That's
3000, that's my
real.
favorite verse. You just spit that whole shit. You just spit
That's
the whole.
real, man.
He said, how can you
That's
say
real.
selling is a sin when this real sin is you not telling this man other ways to win?
Right,
I'm like,
right. Like
man, that
I
shit,
know because
that's a bar. That's a bar.
I know because I have been in the streets and I have had older people come to me when I was out there selling all them keys and pounds. Older people, like, man, youngster, man, you need to do something with your money, man. Youngster, you need to, man. I can show you how to do this right here. We'll do this here. Youngster, you need to chill out with it. You doing it, like, nigga, you ain't gonna pay this motherfucking mortgage note for me.
So I got to keep selling.
Yeah,
Motherfucker, like
you ain't
Andre
put.
said, I got to keep
But
selling if you ain't
if
teaching me
they
no
had
other ways to win.
if they had came to me and said, "Hey, Rico, look, you out here making this money. I got an idea. You know, I know how to. I'm just using this for example. You know, I know how to build houses. Okay, I need an investor with the material. I already got clientele, but I can't afford the material. All they can afford is the labor for it. So this, that, and okay. So what would be? And if they had came to me with shit like that, I'd been okay. Why? Because I see a way that I can make money and win off of this here too. But just coming to me telling me that I need to not be selling dope and I should change and this, that, man, I don't want to hear that motherfucking shit, man. I'm getting money.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like shit.
Yeah,
Unless if you ain't
I'm
teaching me
getting
how to
money,
win, I'm out.
man.
I'm out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to
Man, it's
learn
real.
how to connect. We got to learn how to connect with our, especially our youngsters, if we want to change their brain pattern and their thought process. We
Yeah,
got to first we got to first lead by example. We got to give them something to want to follow us behind. Because
yeah.
the example we done gave them is pick that pistol up, put that pack in your hand, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And go get you some big rims, this, that, and be about your business to murk a nigga, or whoop a nigga, this, that, and that. We ain't taught them that other side. You know what
And
I'm
see, and
saying?
this,
Like that's the side we gotta teach.
I got a list right here that I create because I always think about these things, and I'm glad you own this part right here. But this is what I said. You know, if the like the Panthers agenda, like if there was an agenda for the Panthers to use, and I'm gonna read these things. I said one, you know, have trade schools. Two, teach people financial education. Then three, give everybody mental health support. D, you get mentoring for guidance, what you was just talking about. Then give scholarships, like scholarships to trade schools and colleges. Then you do more community events like barbecues and things like that, big old like, you know, carnivals and things. Then you do
Right,
property renovation projects where we go into communities, we help people buy dilapidated properties and rebuild them for either commercial or residential. Then you do
right,
franchise development for job creation, teaching people how to buy a McDonald's, how to buy a Burger King, how to buy a Wendy's. So when you start saying, okay, I'm going to teach you how to buy a franchise, and that creates job creation and stability. Because if I can buy
right,
this McDonald's, I'm creating jobs for people around. Because once I teach you
Right.
something and you're done with that job, I'm gonna need you to train your kids to come in and work for me now, and you move on to corporate.
Right.
So it's just
Right.
it's a cyclical process. Once you buy a franchise,
Look,
because
I'm gonna
I
ask
worked
you
at two
something.
McDonald's when I was a kid, and I ended up being a corporate executive. But McDonald's taught me how to manage my time in high school well. It taught me how to get my homework done on time, get to work, get the money, how to pay my little bills with my little McDonald's check. It taught me on a small scale how to be responsible. I ended up becoming
I'm gonna
an
show you.
executive on the Las Vegas Strip.
I'm
And
gonna
it's
show
like,
you something. I'm gonna make a prime example to bag up even more what you just said. The
yeah,
Mexicans, right? It seemed like every Mexican just come out of their mama womb knowing how to do concrete, build houses.
real
You see
shit
what
though.
I'm saying?
Hey,
It
they knock
seemed
on
like
our
every
doors all the
one of them
time
know
in
how to
here,
do that.
man. They knock
But
on our doors asking us to do work all the time. And these
guess
kids be
how they
like
did that?
14.
They mamas and daddies and took them, especially the daddies, and took them on the job sites and started teaching them how to lay concrete, teaching them how to build houses when they 3, 4 years old. By the time they 15, 15, 16 years old, man, they go out there and build a whole house by themselves.
Right there. I've seen
You
it.
know
In
what I'm
mine,
saying?
I live in patio homes east, where the houses were built in the 70s. People have constructed, and they're all block homes. People have added construction to their houses. They got whole parts of the houses that were never there. They built that shit. And when you see,
Right,
you be like,
right.
dude, and I'm like, I want my house to look like that. My house don't look
But
like that. They're
see,
like, oh well, we just built this and this and this, and I'm like, just
but
Mexican
we
people
swear
just
for
building.
God, we swear for God about this and that or this and that, not knowing that we could do that same thing. But what we do, we send our children to a school and tell the school to teach them this here, this, that, and hoping that the school teach them this or this, that, and but the parent of the Spanish family, they spend that time with their child 4, 5 hours teaching their child how to do this here 3 days a
Yep,
week and this, that, and in the next
yep,
3, 4 years, that child know how to build a half a house by themselves. They might not know how to run
man,
the plumbing and electricity, but they know how to. They can go in there and get some warm, and they ain't got to be outside in the cold
bro.
because they know how
I
to
will
build that
walk
house.
through my neighborhood with the camera. I will walk through my neighborhood and say all of our houses used to look the same. They all look different now. All these people are Mexicans. When you see their, it's like they got many mansions. They going getting
Right,
drywall, concrete. They doing this shit on their own, and all of our houses look the same, just regular rectangles. These houses are immaculate, crazy, because they put all
right,
their money into their property. Their house is
right,
probably worth 3 times what it was when they bought it because of all the additions they made on it. And I'm sitting there
right,
like, I want my house to look like that.
right.
It's like,
But
motherfucker, these
but every
Mexicans will do
time.
it. They'll do it.
Look, every time you see them out there on the weekend drinking their beer, they got a couple of buddies out there. You wonder why they got that sheetrock and this, that, and the other around. Shit, man, they motherfucker working, they building their
Hell yeah.
motherfucking this up.
Hell
Shit,
yeah. You can have a beer if you help me build this shit up. But,
yeah,
and
they
that's
building
like
their
I said, I
motherfucking
live in a
this up,
Hispanic
man.
community. I can drive down the street right now. Everybody sitting in the front yards covered in sawdust, concrete, asphalt, because they'd have been working all fucking day. They sit in the front yard drinking beers, playing music and shit. I'm just driving to get out the neighborhood so I can go pick up somebody from the airport. They are enjoying their lives. They are enjoying the fruits of their labor. Why can't we as black people do the same thing? Why are we sitting at the
Right,
park? We should be
right,
drinking beers covered in sawdust. We should be dirty as hell every day from helping build somebody's
right.
house. That's how we
Well,
should be,
look,
man.
we're gonna have to get to another. We're gonna have to do us another interview. I need to take care of a couple of things. I
Oh,
hate to
you
end it
good,
like
brother.
this,
You
but
good.
I need to take care of a couple of things
Oh
though.
man,
So,
I appreciate
uh,
your time, brother. I appreciate your
man,
time. Real talk, man.
y'all got my number. You got my number. You got my information. You can set another date. We could be tomorrow, the next day. We can get it back going. But I need to take care of this here right now. For your
You good,
listeners,
brother.
if y'all need to if y'all want to ask me questions, just get in my inbox on Facebook. I'm Rico Cortez Dukes behind the Huey P. Newton son. If you want to find out about Dayfield True Federal Government of America, the link is in the description. They
Yep.
TFTF government
T
dot
dot
agency.
agency.
If we also have a constitution for our government. We have a treaty that's registered in National Archives.gov, and it also is registered in the U.S. the U.S. Copyright Office for our national treaty, which is called BAR, Black Army Regime. Um, I sent him the information, so he'll be able to send it to y'all, or he can probably just pretty much find it on Google. If you just Google Black
Yeah.
Army Regime BAR.
Cause I can
Um,
when this interview is over, I can go to the description and put all of this stuff in the description of the video too.
Okay, and I'll just send it to you. I'll send it to you so you'll have it the correct, so you'll know what it is. And
Yep, yep.
if another thing I was gonna say, yeah, so I'm gonna say this here, then I'm gonna go and get off of here. If you want a chapter or you want to be a member, we just gonna speak for right now chapter because it needs to be a chapter in a state before any member can be. So if you want to have a chapter in your state, contact me on Facebook at Rico Cortez Dukes, man, and let me know what you got going on so I can check you out. I can vet you, this, that, and other. And we can get this thing crunk. And don't let nobody tell you that a chapter can be discontinued if it didn't come from Rico Cortez Dukes, me, the son of Dr. Huey P. Newton. All power to the
Thank-
people. I thank you for having me on your show, man. I love and be greatly honored to be able to come
Hey,
back.
much
with
love,
you
brother.
and
All power to
chop
the
it up.
people, man.
Peace.
All right, brother. Thank you. Be easy out there, brother. Be
You already know it.
All right, y'all. That was Rico Cortez Dukes. I got his name in the description right there. You guys want to look him up on Facebook. Make sure you guys chop it up with him, man. And like I said, there's a lot of light right now on the Black Panther Party right now for a reason. There's a lot of light. And you know, Paul, he said something that even I admit I would never say because I'm like, man, that shit was hard. That shit's heinous, man. What the? And now I'm thinking we got to take this opportunity that we know is there. Take this opportunity and build on it. We can't just let it destroy us. A lot of us are saying left and right. He's a CIA op. He's this, he's that. I know we done said a lot of shit, but we have a chance to capitalize on his opportunity with the limelight that he brought on it by saying we have an official way to help a group that was formed in America. They were disbanded. Now they still have chapters, but they can actually be stronger. But we got to help them get to that point. And like I said, I may never join the Black Panthers, but I'll always support them. If they say, hey, man, you know, we're doing a fundraiser, I'll market the fundraiser. I'll go out there, you know, I might donate to the fundraiser. Anything that I feel that would help benefit the growth of who we are to become just better citizens, period. Better Americans, better Black people, just to be better. How can I not donate to that? How can I not give to that? If somebody says, hey, man, we're trying to build something, you know, we're trying to build a woman's shelter. We want to build a woman's shelter. It's going to house, you know, 14 families, women with their kids or whatever. That's all we can afford right now. Why would I not want to help that? I mean, I have this house that I pay here. I buy here. It's just me. And I'm thinking I have a little extra I could give to help somebody who's going down and out. If hey, man, give me $50, $50, that's like $1 a day almost in the month. It's 30 days in the month. If somebody tell me $50 and I just go out and I grind real hard, I make the $50 back. Cool, I'm good. But at least I'm helping in my heart a cause that's going to house a woman. Because people that know me on this channel, they know that I actually lived in the Salvation Army in Memphis, Tennessee. Downtown Memphis, there's a Salvation Army. And I've told this story before. My mom was going through a rough patch. My oldest brother was too old to go into the Salvation Army because he was an older guy. So he went to St. Louis. He ended up back in St. Louis. Me, my sister up under me and my brother up under me, we all got to live in the Salvation Army with my mom. Now, because I was the oldest male, they were going to put me on the male floor. But because I was too young to be by myself on the male floor, they allowed me to live on the female floor with my mom, my sister, and my brother. I was the only male at my age that was up there on the female floor. So I understand how people go through shit, man. I grew up in Memphis. I grew up the rough way. I know what investment means. I know when families going through hard patches. And me living this life and finally getting my life together, being a degreed accountant and shit, I can afford to give back. If it's going to help out one person, fuck it, $50, I'm good, I'm out. All right. Because somebody's got to eat. Some lady just lost her apartment and she got 3 kids, just like my mom lost the apartment, got 3 kids. Well, we riding to Memphis, we riding the bi-state. It was the Memphis City bi-state. We just going up and down Millington Road on that big ass bus every day just to get to school. But we had to live somewhere, so we lived in the Salvation Army. And then we finally got the apartment back. It was like, hey, we can move back into the apartment. There we go. Hey, thanks, Keith. I appreciate that, brother. Man, like I said, I tell people a lot on this channel, man. I've been through a lot in life. I am very grateful. I mean, I got cars with 250,000 miles on them sitting outside. I am grateful to have that car because I remember a time when I had to ride the bus. I had to ride in the cold with bums, with people who were sleeping on the bus. So for me to have a high mileage car sitting outside, that shouldn't even bother me. I'm like, bro, I've had worse. A car with a lot of miles on it, that's nothing. I've had worse. Man. But yeah, man, I appreciate Rico Dukes for coming through, man. Really do. And I appreciate you guys for coming and asking him the questions, giving him the time of day and stuff like that, because there's a lot of doubt that's cast on him because I understand, just like he said, his father, his family had to keep him under wraps because the government even killed his dad. So they had to keep him under wraps. I can relate to that because during the C-19 years, me being as vocal I was about the government, being as vocal I was about Fauci and everything else, what happened? I had to get rid of my kid because I knew it was a lot going. I was getting banned and blocked, and my computer was getting frozen, and things was happening, and people was talking about taking people's kids, and they're gonna take your kids if you don't do this, they're gonna do that. CPS is coming by people's house. Man, I put my kid on a plane, shot his ass straight to his mom. I said, hey, I'm getting hot on the internet right now. It's a lot of shit going on Facebook. I'm getting bland, block. I said, I'm putting him on a plane. Packed him up a suitcase. His ass has been down there. I said, keep him safe. Keep him safe. I shoot her money all the time. Keep him safe. I said, but I'm not going to have them come take me away and got my kid sitting in school. He get out of school, get off the bus, come home, and I ain't here. It's like, nah, that ain't going to happen, man. So sometimes you have that fear as a father to say, I got to do something drastic to save my kid if shit goes down. I'm thinking ahead. If shit goes down, I got to get this kid out of here. He can't be here. I'm saying way too much on the internet. So I truly understand his dad saying, we got to protect my kid. Don't let nobody know this dude is where he is in his location. Because even Roosevelt even said that they have to, the next kid of a king, the son or a daughter of a king, will be the next Huey Newton, and they got to take care of that problem. They said that the government said that. So if the government is saying that, believe them. I'm telling you, look at Afeni Shakur. Where is she at? She had to leave the country. What happened to Pac? I'm telling you, man, people don't believe. I am a conspiracy theorist to the core. I believe in researching and trying to connect dots with everything. And I think that's what makes me a danger. I find dots. I'm an auditor. I find dots between things and I start connecting things. And next thing you know, I'm in a hot seat now. It's like, yee. No, thanks, Marvetta. Oh, that's my kid, though. That's my kid. But and you know, he's down there living. He's got brothers down there and everything else. My son has a great life. My other sons, you know, he's halfway across the world. I say, I know I have a mouth. I know I'm on the internet running my mouth. The last thing I need is my kids to be here when shit goes down, if it even happens. So I have to keep them safe. Keep them safe. They know and my sons, they know everything about me. They know everything. They know exactly why I am the way I am. Because I don't believe everything that is told to us. Yeah, Countel Pro. Yep. See, there was an attempt on FHJ not that long ago. See? Fred Hampton, man, I'm telling you, the kids of our revolutionaries, the children of our revolutionaries still have that power in them because it's DNA. First off, it's DNA. And then second off, they know they have a duty in their soul. Like I said, I talked to Rico on the phone. From the moment him and I talked, it was a lot we didn't agree on because of the Paul video. So, and I'm designed differently than Rico. I'm a completely different design. He's so his dad. He is so his dad. That's all I can say. The dude is so his dad, man. And it's strong. It's a very strong way to be. And he's not a violent strong. He is a secure strong. He's not like, man, if you don't listen to what I'm saying, I'm gonna come over there and show your ass, dog. I'm gonna come over there and shoot your ass up if you don't believe me. He ain't like that. He's like, listen, man, you can't have this, and this. You need this. You need the security. You need this is what you. I mean, he is like literally his dad reincarnated. No shit. And what you just heard is just a snippet of how deep he can go in the conversation. Because I mean, as he was talking to me, he was sending me all documents, and I'm going through documents. I mean, I got the death certificates of his dad. I got the death certificates of Huey Newton in my phone. This is how far of a conversation because I was checking that. I was saying I was skeptical. So I'm checking, man, whatever, dog. He's like, listen, dog, listen. I said, man, what? He's sending me Department of Justice documents with his name and serial numbers and government agency. I'm just like, and I know it's true because, like I said, I took the LSAT. I did all my own government work. I was in proper person during both of my divorce cases and my child custody case. So I know how government documents look. I did all my own motions, counter motions, affidavits of financial conditions, affidavits of services. I did all that shit on my own. So I'm looking through all of his documents and I'm like, stamps. I'm seeing everything. Court stamps, clerk stamps. I'm seeing times. This shit's all legit. He has no reason to lie. To have this much detail and this much information, he has no reason to lie to me. Why? Because I'm a YouTuber. I ain't no fucking body. He ain't got a lot of me. I'm like this. It ain't like I got 1 million subscribers or 2. He says, you know what? I'm only telling you because I think you're trying. You trying to be a good guy. You're trying to get information out there, but you got it all wrong, dog. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't got it wrong. He says, no, you got it all wrong. Call me. He just sent me, he said, you got it all wrong. Call me. So I called him. And from that moment, it changed my whole outlook on a lot. And the sad part is that I do videos about narrative, media narrative. I do videos about that. I'm not a perfect person. Anybody can fall victim of a narrative. And I think I sat there and I gobbled up all that shit they were saying. Oh, he's a fake blood. He faked it. And that shit was funny. It was funny to me. I thought the shit was hilarious. I'm like, this dude is crazy. This motherfucker talking about shooting cops, dude. You out your goddamn mind. You crazy. You trying to get everybody killed, bro. And I might still feel that way. But he's crazy enough to be one of those people that says, if we don't stand for ourselves at this level, you'll fall for any damn thing. He's crazy enough to say that. And do I think he'll run out and just shoot a cop for no reason? No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't think he's that critical of a person, but I believe he really wants to let people know we are going to defend our community. We are tired of people coming to our community just walking all over us. We're tired of that. And they see it happening in ICE right now. People are just walking in. But the thing about ICE is totally different because ICE actually has documentation, valid documentation to go in and get these illegals out of the country. Now, when somebody just coming to our neighborhood, no doctor, no nothing, that's a totally different story. Just coming in, bogarting people, that's different. But what ICE is doing is just, they're doing their job. I will not be at a protest. I will not block ICE from doing their job. I won't. This is not how I am. But how, Rico and all those guys, they're a very mentally strong set of people. And I'm, like I said, I'm a little different. Not that I'm bad or nothing like that, but not that I'm bad or nothing, but it's just the fact that I know that with the differences we both have between me and Rico, the differences that we have, there's value in that. There's value in it. Somewhere in between all of that shit, maybe me being a financial person and a mechanical person and being almost like a civil engineer. That's how my brain works, a civil engineer. You compound that with the strength of what these got. It's like Voltron. You got 5 different lions. They all come together. They all got equal strengths. They all got different strengths. But together, Voltron can't be stopped. You could beat the red lion. You could beat up the yellow lion. You could beat up the black lion. But if all the lions come together, you can't stop Voltron. And that's kind of how we all need to be. We're strong in our own independent areas. I may not have the power to do this, or this, but I got the power to do this. And if you combine it with what you do, we make a stronger team. And with that, like I said, I'm one of those pieces. I'm white, so I can get away with mouthing off online. So I do. Melody says, I'm white, so I get away with mouthing off online. Hey, that white lady got the FBI came to her house the other day. You better watch out. The white lady, shoot. Listen, we all got our part to play in the revolution. I'm disabled and poor as fuck, but I'm doing what I can. Your contribution is valuable. True. And sometimes, Melody, honestly, just sharing information is more powerful than anything else. I do a lot of video reviews. I share a lot of content because I think you could be disabled, but you with that keyboard can get information out there so much faster than other people can. There are networks that people go to get information from, just to be somebody who can disseminate information. That helps. That's a resource. Because without media, without disseminating information, this is how we come to the point where we are now. Like I said, I got all these Black Panthers on my page right here. I got Eric Griffin, Bruce Cox, Maisha Newton, Rico Dukes, you just met him. I got Paul Birdsong, Aaron Dixon, Emory Douglas. So all of these people here are right now in the media and getting a lot of traction in media, but they need the Voltron. They need to bring it all together. Because without bringing it all together, the Birdsong issue, that happened. Like he ended up putting his patches down. And that's what happens when you don't vote and when everybody don't come together and have a central point to say, hey, man, before we all put a message out or a statement out, let's at least be on the same page. And that's basically what we're trying to do here at the barbecue. Like I say, everybody's invited to the barbecue. And I don't care if we disagree. I tell people this all the time. I do not care if we disagree. But I do not disrespect people. I just don't have enemy to just sit on a channel and just blatantly just disrespect you for no reason. And like I said, this guy, he gave his time to us. He came and gave us his time. He didn't have to do that. You can disagree with what he's saying. That's pretty cool. But to just try to take over the chat and disrespect somebody like that, you don't have to do that. You don't even have to say nothing. You don't have to type a single thing. If you don't like what you're hearing, you can just leave. I don't go on nobody's pages. Anybody who has a channel who I don't like or who I just don't even go on their page because it's something I don't need to do. So I hope people treat the barbecue like that. If you don't like what's going on over here, you ain't got to be here. This is not an involuntary program. You are completely here voluntarily. Nobody asked you to come here. So I appreciate everybody here because nobody asked you to come here. Yet here you are. Thank you so much. And to Rico, man, we'll talk again, bro. I know I got a pretty busy day. I got clients hitting me up left and right. I saw some shit about airport coming up, so I'm going to get in touch with these people. But for you guys in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Definitely appreciate all the super chats, man. Abby, I appreciate, we got a new member. William came in. Who's that? Sly 2 Raw, thank you so much for the super chat. Abby, thank you for the super chat. My man Jose Kingdom, thank you for the super chat. And on that note, we're going to end this live stream before it hits 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 59 minutes. Bam. Great time hanging with y'all. Hope you guys clip some of this video up. Clip a little bit of it up. Make a video of your own on it. Get it out there. We got to get information out there. And I'll have all of Rico's stuff in the description once I edit this video. Appreciate y'all. We out. The barbecue is out.